Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Off and running on a Roll Call Friday, boys and girls. How are you? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the book. He is Dave Sharapan. I am Matt Perrault. This is not an anti-KC Chiefs show. It sure as hell feels like it's going to be an anti-KC Chiefs show. It's our last Friday before the Super Bowl. We don't have one. We have two. We have two guests today again. Two. Jay Kornegay is coming in. Westgate had a big article in the Chicago Sun-Times today that we will talk to Jay about. Doug Kezirian, formerly of ESPN, and now his website, onlyplayers.com, coming in. Get his picks, plays, thoughts, props, and everything else on the Super Bowl. We are live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book. Same on Twitter, X, and replayed Sports Grid Television, I think, and SiriusXM channel 159. I think they're playing us tonight. I'm not positive they're playing us tonight, but
Got me. You never get me at the beginning. You got me. That was good.
Roll Call Friday. How are you, Dave?
Oh, I'm great. Started off the morning with a visit on MLB Network with
heard.
Matty B and
Always a
HR.
excursion.
Yeah, they were great. And I mean, the boys did an unbelievable montage opening for me that I don't know it's coming. Like they surprised me with all the stuff. They just go, give us 3 things to make graphics for, and then we'll take care of the rest. So it was fun. A couple phone calls in between, a quick walk outside, and I can't even begin to tell you. I don't know how hard the wind is blowing, but I can't see. My eyes are still messed up. But we made it. We made it to Friday. It's always Roll Call Friday, but Roll Call Friday of Super Bowl week. Man, guys can go back and look the last 3 years at Media Row at the city. Our Friday shows, unbelievable. Everybody's leaving, and we just ask everybody to come on. They're loose. They're all over the place. We did our best this week to bring you a whole week of shows with a little bit of Vegas, a little bit of New Orleans feel. We're going to complete the parlay today. We got 2 Vegas guys in the business. We'll have plays. We'll have hats. We'll have all this stuff. I mean, it's been a hell of a week.
Really has. And we'll get to, obviously, the handle at the Westgate. We talked to Derek Stevens from Circa yesterday, and I'm expecting we're going to hear from kind of a similar thing, that the handle just hasn't picked up yet. And they're waiting for the traditional Saturday, Sunday crowd to come in to bet this game, at this point last year in Vegas, and granted we were in Las Vegas, we were talking about 6-figure bets. We were talking about 7-figure bets. We were talking about large plays that were coming in on sides and totals. And look, I'm not saying that they're not coming in. They're just not being reported at the moment. We're just not hearing about a lot of action, significant money coming in on one side or the other. And I was talking to somebody about this morning and about why. And the prevailing thought that the person had was, look, this is a hard game to call. Like, you can be an Eagle fan, but are you willing to put $1 million down on them winning? You can be a Chief fan, but are you going to put $500,000 down on them winning? Like, eventually that money will show up, but not at this number. Like, people are waiting to see. It feels like there's a lot of wait and see going on right now, Dave.
The Kansas City guys are definitely waiting. Like, the big money Kansas City knows that what they've heard so far, and they heard it here on Wednesday from Chris Andrews, Thursday from Derek, that there's more Philly money in the pot than Kansas City money. So when you know that that's going to happen, and you don't have to lay 1, and you can lay -110 instead of -120, the big guys are waiting. So it's funny because, there's not a lot of line movement talk in the space.
Right.
So, by the way, speaking of spaces, you were in there last night. You were there. You found the elf spaces. some of you guys watching, listening right now found your way in there as well. Nikki Caramello said it in the chat. It's a mess out there. Those streets are really messed up. And then Benson came in over the top to close the show.
I was crying, laughing. That was maybe the most hysterical. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, there are these nightly Twitter spaces going on hosted by, how old's the kid? 22, 23 years old?
Under 25, but
he's
over
young.
21.
He looks like the Scarecrow. He's got just bottle glasses and fluffy hair. And I don't know. He's definitely younger than my sister, who's 25.
Yes.
And he's hosting some of the biggest names in the sports gambling space. I don't really know how or why, but it turned into Jeffrey Benson against a character on the internet that some of you may know of called Man in the Library. And I mean, some of the things that were being said and Benson coming back, Jeff gets loose with us, and I love it when Benson gets loose. That was as loose as I've heard Benson in terms of just the number of swear words and just the overall insults he was throwing at this guy were incredible.
You catch a guy in the business with as much responsibility as Jeffrey on a Thursday of the second week of the Super Bowl and start saying the crazy stuff that you're saying. There's zero filter. I had a 5-minute conversation with him after when it ended. I just called him and said, "Are you good?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." I said, "All right, I just want to make sure." I said, "It's Jerry Springer. It's the Jerry Springer show of gambling Twitter." And I mean, I was glad when, Jess and Kendall went to bed and I could just sit there and listen, but not, and then just couldn't hang up until it was done.
I kept on going, I got to go to bed. I got to go to bed. I got to go to bed.
Right.
I kept on telling myself to go to bed. And then I kept on it just kept going and spiraling and going and spiraling. And it turned into a hit. I don't know. It was like a diss track on a rap. We just kept on having different things, different laws that are people accusing other people of breaking laws and different things and creating laws that don't exist and creating situations that don't exist. And everyone talking. I mean, I kept on going. If I hear P&L one more time, I'm going to blow my head off. Yeah. Everybody kept on, you drop your P&L, you drop your P&L. I was like, this is this, guys, nobody cares. I'm serious. When I tell you this, I know you think in your own little sphere that you're important, but come on now. I love Benson. He kept on saying, this is not rocket science. He kept on saying it over and over.
Yeah. We take a bet and then we move the number and we take more bets on the other side. And then it's really not. And when you're in the business, that. For those guys, I guess, I mean, their life or whatever they're creating business-wise with this Discord stuff is all based on they have to have this record or they falsify it or whatever they're doing. But God bless them. I mean, these guys, 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month, Discord members. It's more important to build up a membership in a Discord than to actually bet and win, which is crazy to me. But
I mean, look at there's people in this space that their entire career is based upon who is paying attention, not who is betting. It's the content space. That's the dirty little secret of the content space, right? There's two different sides to be on. You can be on the community side and building a bunch of people that are going to pay attention to you content wise. That's where I would put the daily juice. Or you can be on the other side where you're going to try to take down, Benson got threatened 8 times. I'm bringing my people. I'm going to bury you. I'm going to destroy you. He started claiming that the bottom line for Circa is going to change. He's like, wait till you guys see what I'm going to do to Circa. Month to month, you guys are going to be buried.
Taking them out.
What are you doing?
Taking them out.
And so you're on that side. And I will never play in those waters. And I never will claim to play in those waters. but you just sound ridiculous. Like whether or not you actually can do that, or whether or not you're able to get enough down to do that. Like, why are you talking publicly about any of this? Like, why are you on a Twitter Spaces under an anonymous name claiming all of these things about you're being called out by numerous people for your Discord channel, for the way that you're, basically robbing people, accusing you of robbing people, and you're not pushing back on it. Like Rob Pizzola accused him like 8 times of being a charlatan and stealing from people and lying to people. And I'm just like, he's not denying any of this. Like, he's not saying I don't do that, or I don't, no, I don't do this, and no, I don't do that. And like accusing him of all different sorts of impropriety and asking for money to pay for things. It was wild. Like it was a wild night last night on Twitter, on gambling Twitter. Yeah. And that just, I don't know. I mean, Benson was unbelievable last night. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable last night. Okay, so coming up here in about 13 or 14 minutes, we will talk to Doug Kezirian, then we'll talk to Jay Kornegay about what's going on at his book at the Westgates. One guy that goes to the Westgate a lot, our guy Tommy the Lip.
Yep.
Maybe the biggest Bills fan that I know.
Yep.
Had to have been pretty happy last night. Josh Allen wins the MVP over Lamar Jackson. The betting markets, everyone's saying that it was close. Okay. It was only 20 points that separated Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. But Josh Allen was favored all year and had, at some point was $4, $5 a favorite. And he closed like $2.50 or $2.80, somewhere in that range for Josh Allen to win the MVP. Any surprise that Josh Allen won the MVP last night?
No, not for me.
Not for me either.
Saquon won Offensive Player of the Year. No surprise. The biggest surprise was Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Right? That's the one. That's the one that surprised me.
Because the award makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
I mean, and I think the NFL kind of knows the award makes no sense, but the award for the award for Comeback Player of the Year going to Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So Saquon Barkley wins Offensive Player of the Year. No one's going to question that. Patrick Surtain, the cornerback for the Broncos, had a tremendous year. No one would argue that. Jaden Daniels, you might be able to have a conversation about who could be Rookie of the Year, but ultimately Jaden Daniels set records and did such an incredible job. I know it was voted on before the playoffs, but he just justified it in the playoffs. Verse for the Rams was huge. He was huge in the playoffs as well for the Rams. And Kevin O'Connell of the Vikings winning Coach of the Year. I don't think anybody really has that big of a problem, but Comeback Player of the Year, the language of that's the problem.
It doesn't make sense. I was happy for Vikings fans. I was thinking of
why?
King of Car Seats and D Stout 19 and all you guys that watch the show. Again, we appreciate all of you. See, Brennan, Kevin O'Connell, Coach of the Year, finally something us Vikes fan can celebrate. Skull. That's exactly what I thought.
Do you really celebrate that, though? If your coach wins Coach of the Year, are you really celebrating that?
Don't get this started.
I'm just asking.
Like Minnesota, like they're happy about. Give them something.
Yeah. How Sam Darnold was not eligible for Comeback Player of the Year award?
How is that possible?
I agree. It's dumb because he wasn't hurt. He wasn't. Right. I mean, the language of the criteria makes no sense. It's stupid. I agree. What are you happy for? I agree. That's my point.
19. What are you happy for? We won a Super Bowl trophy in the state, not a Coach
of the Year award. Right. Yeah. Right. Like, what are you celebrating? You don't celebrate. I want wins.
Brandon Rincon. You don't celebrate that. I want wins.
Yes. We got something to build on. Why is Coach of the Year something to build on? I don't understand.
We got nothing else, but it's something to build on. What do we? I mean, they are building. You just got to get over that hump.
Mountain. Yeah, that's true. Hamlin died, didn't win that award, so it's trash. Fair. That's true.
It is. That
did win Comeback Player of the Year award. Like, wait, what?
You could make that argument without a doubt. But there's a lot of really like people in the space, and we can ask Doug about this, like that have gravitated toward these awards.
Oh,
because
why?
Well, because I think they're beatable. because they're so limited in the number of people that can actually win it.
I mean, players or voters? What do you mean?
In categories, like 2 or 3 people are going to win them, right?
Okay.
Like if the teams play to their expectations, the market's small as far as realistic. Like
Fair.
somebody has to come
I'll give
out
you
of
that.
left field. Like the rookies, when you looked at it, it was going to be one of what, 3 guys, maybe 4.
Right.
So rather than look at the daunting list of, 10 teams that could win Super Bowl or something like that, they find these coach of the years. If this team does this, it's here. If it's not them, it's here, or here.
But the price will be, obviously will
Of course.
tell the story of that.
Saquon, though, beginning of the season was 33-1 to win that award. There was a lot of people dancing last night.
It's great.
Right?
I mean, if you can project it.
Do you watch it? I don't watch it.
I didn't watch a second of it.
Put it in the chat if you
I
guys
didn't go to
watched
it. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't. There was 1 second where I said, "Oh, the award show's on. I have to watch it."
No, I just wait for the results to come out. And then, well, our boy.
Now, I wish I would have watched it to see Bill.
Our boy stole the show. I mean, he just stole the show.
Well, he didn't. She did. And he's standing there taking the pictures.
Do you know what I see though in this
What?
story? That like
What?
this is how funny Patriot fans are. So everyone's looking at the dress, right? Everyone's like, okay. Everyone's looking at the dress. Everyone's looking at her.
Uh-huh.
Bill wore all 8 of his championship rings.
That was a
Bill?
that was a real move right there.
Bill wore 8. He showed up with $500,000 worth of rings.
It's kind of a baller move.
And then she showed up with her national championship cheerleading ring. Do you notice that? Everyone thinks
where was the ring?
everybody thinks that what she was wearing was a Bill ring. No, that's her own ring. That's her Bridgewater State national championship cheerleading ring.
Really?
That she's wearing. Yeah. So he wore his 8 and she wore hers.
I gotta
Her
be
national
honest.
championship.
I didn't even know she had a ring on. I'm being perfectly honest here.
That's what I said. Patriot fans, we're so wacko. We noticed the rings. We go, all right, Bill.
I
there's your
noticed
flex."
his.
And she's got one too. They both are wearing championship rings. I got into an argument with somebody last night. I need you to because you're a girl dad as well.
Mm.
Like, if you gave her father truth serum, how does she feel about this?
How does her father feel?
How does Belichick's 26-year-old daughter feel about Bill Belichick dating his 26-year-old daughter? 73-year-old Bill Belichick.
The girl's dad. How does he feel?
Correct. Yes.
I mean, we had to have a lot of talks before all this, like before this actually happened. I don't know. I question everything, and I got 3.
So if that's your daughter, okay. So let's say Kylie's 21, but let's say she's 26. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
26 years old. She brings home a 73-year-old guy. Daddy, this is who my boyfriend is.
He's older than me.
Yep. How you feeling?
Not good.
That's what I said. Not good. And I go, I couldn't imagine being that guy. I couldn't imagine. It's Belichick, but I got to question everything of my parenting. Like all of it. I question everything that I did as a father is out the window if you're dating a 7, regardless of why you're dating him. She's a gold digger. Okay, maybe she is, maybe she isn't. I don't know her at all. She's a pageant queen. So maybe she wants to get more, she wants to be on Miss America, or I don't know what her motives are. But regardless of her motives, I failed as a father. The person I was talking to said, you can't say that. That's not true. Maybe Bill treats her really nicely. Maybe Bill's amazing. Treats her like a princess, gives her everything she wants. Everything you dream of as a dad is that you have a man that's going to shower your daughter with everything and anything. Like, he's 73 years old.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like, literally last night, the viral moment is the fact that high as a kite, stoned out of his mind, Snoop Dogg is making a joke about how old Belichick's girlfriend is.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway from all of this, from the night, is that Belichick's date got ripped for her birthday, which was before, he said the Cowboys used to. I remember when the Cowboys used to be good. I remember when the Chiefs used to be bad.
She was born. That was the joke, right?
Yeah.
They were good before she was born.
And
he wasn't wrong.
Her birthday, because Belichick's girlfriend wasn't even born yet. That's what he said.
Yeah, we'd have to have some serious discussions. And like Butchie put it in the chat, prenup, be listed as a beneficiary.
He's not marrying her. Bill's smarter than that.
I don't know what's going on then. Like we'd have to have some serious discussions about, are there title shots involved in this?
I asked that question.
Anybody getting a title shot here?
I said, what do you think? That's how the conversation started. I said, what do you think Bill's performance is like? Like, how long is that last? She's 26 years old. Like, he's not lasting long. This is not a performance that's going to be something you're going to have a long conversation about with Bill Belichick.
Will it last
barely walk?
Will it last longer than the fight between Crawford and Canelo was going to be? And then
yes, that fight's back on.
That fight is back on.
Yeah,
I thought he's fighting Jake Paul.
No.
Okay, good.
I'll explain here in a second.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Papap's 75.
Imagine his girlfriend being 26.
No. I mean, I give him a little fist bump on the side, but I'd be like, listen, hey, man, but it's not my daughter. Like, that's a different, hey, daddy, I'm going to bring home my boyfriend for Thanksgiving. Really? Okay, what's his name? Bill. Cool. Where's he from? New England, Boston area. Cool. How old is he? 73. What?
Right.
Do that noise. What did you just say?
Yeah, you drop everything. 73. Wait, what? Yep. I don't care what his resume states. I don't care what his bank account says. Yes, we're sponsored by Blue Chew right now. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, boys.
26 and hot, not just 26. It's kind of goes without saying, though, does it not? When a guy in his 70s is dating a 26-year-old?
I don't know.
Someone said it. They're both adults, right? These are two adults that we're talking about, which is fine. But like, Belichick was 48 on the day that girl was born. He's me. He's my age. That's unbelievable. That's truly amazing.
But Bill looks great.
He does look great.
He looks great, and he's going to coach in college. He's walking around with all the bling. Like, I'm here, take pictures. I'm at the NFL award show, and oh yeah, by the way, I got 8 rings.
8 rings, and so I did like a dive on it last night onto her Instagram, and like there's pictures of her and Bill that look like prom pictures. It's really funny. Like they are embracing the Carolina blue. Like Belichick full blue suit. She's in a full blue dress. Like she is the.
I love that blue.
I don't know if she's Miss North Carolina type of thing or like she's Miss Tar Heel, but like she's embracing the idea that my boyfriend's the head coach of North Carolina, and I'm going to be, my guy can recruit. Let's just say that my guy's capable of going and recruiting to come on in. Oh, Joel, that's disgusting. What does she calls him, Graham?
I don't know what she calls him, and I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either. Yeah, I think she would be the first lady of Carolina now.
Yeah.
I mean, again, as a Patriot fan, we saw it. Everyone looked at the dress. We looked at Bill's hand, and we went, oh, he's wearing 8 championship rings.
Yeah.
And she's wearing one herself. And we're deciding that,
I just like it how Bill has ramped it up, because he was known for ripped off hoodie all the time, and he's really ramped up his game, and he still don't touch his hair. Like however it lands when he gets out of the shower and gets dressed, it just goes. There's sometimes it's side, sometimes it's up, he don't care. Nope. And he don't have to.
You don't have to. You don't have to. That's a very good point. You don't have to. All right. Well, to bring this conversation back onto the rails here, let's go talk to our guy, Doug Kezirian, who has come back from New Orleans, joining us here on the Bostonian version of the book. How are you, Doug? Good to see you. What's going on?
Oh, come on. That wasn't that off the rails. Talking about certain people. I got to plug in my mic here. That's off the rails.
Yeah, get that mic in there.
How we doing?
Come on.
All right, there we go.
Now you sound great.
The dulcet tones.
Did you cash any tickets on those awards?
Yeah, didn't think I would. I had Josh Allen going into one of the last few weekends. I had minus 230. So I was a little apprehensive. I had KOC 5-1. I bet it, but I hedged a little bit, things like that. I think I won 3.5 units overall. No big long shots. I did well. I'm up like 37 units or something this NFL season. So I had a really good run. A lot of futures. Like I had Derrick Henry to lead the NFL in rushing at some ridiculous number, 12-1, and then I hedged it like week 9 or so with Barkley, and so I took some good profits there.
Do you like that? We were talking about the voting awards. Do you like those markets?
Love it, dude. Well, I missed out on heavy six figures, the WNBA MVP 3 years ago.
I didn't even want to bring that up. Go ahead, tell
because one person changed their vote, and because the Liberty's PR team tried to get everyone to vote for Breanna Stewart, and it was just appalling. So to miss out on that, on a 50-1 long shot that I was betting just like every time I walked by a kiosk all year, also even like 2 weeks ago, it was 14-1. I'm like, that's wrong. And so just to lose because of a PR thing and just it's such, but that's the nonsense. That why I like betting that, drafts, everything like that. It's just the beauty, and the markets are fake markets, right? So, I mean, look, SGA and Jokic a couple of weeks ago. SGA went from minus 500 to minus 330 because Jokic had, I think, 4 straight triple doubles.
Mm-hmm.
And then SGA hits a buzzer beater winner, and he goes back up to $5 as if a buzzer beater in January is going to be on the minds of voters in mid-April. Right. It's so reactionary. These awards are voted, are priced as if the voting is held that day, not down the road.
Right. No
the
doubt.
Markets of like the team futures definitely factor in, like the Cavs have the 1 seed, but the Celtics are favored above them. It's so reactionary. They don't even like look at the schedule, what's coming up. Like when Tomlin was so high up on the coach of the year betting board, it's like, you guys know what that 5-game stretch is in December and January. Like you guys know he's got to go on the road, then play the Chiefs and all this. So it's just crazy that it's not priced with the same kind of concept and how the world reacts. But human behavior is tough, and it's obviously a very elastic market, if you will. Yeah. So I love betting into stuff that really is, human element.
Dougie won it, but did Josh Allen deserve it given the stats Lamar Jackson put up?
No. I mean, we have this right now with SGA and Jokic. I asked an odds maker last week. Doesn't mean they're right, but I said, what would the price be in the NBA right now if Jokic had never won the award? He said those two would be minus 110. Mm-hmm. So Jokic has the ridiculous numbers. SGA has the ridiculous numbers leading the league in scoring with team success. But the voter fatigue, and it's his turn, the narratives, as stupid as it is. I mean, people are asking me, like, who should have won? I'm like, I don't care. I'm betting. I got enough to handicap with how the leaves are blowing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I care about. But yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, I will say this. There's some other stats that do favor him. The EPA success, things like that. He had no, I think, teammates that were on either all pro. So like he had a worse supporting cast in theory. I'm okay with either guy. Like I really they were certainly worthy. I have no problem, but you're right. It is part of the equation, but it's always been part of the equation. I know Aaron Rodgers went back to back a couple years ago, but it typically does not happen that way.
Got to ask you what you were doing Saturday night when Luka got traded. I mean,
wardrobe change.
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, we gotta pivot because I know you're deep into the NBA weeds and you're always looking and always, doing stuff on your site and all these other things. Were you live streaming or what the hell were you doing Saturday night when this trade was going on?
I was just getting over a bug, knowing that I was flying to New Orleans Monday morning. So I was actually home on a Saturday night, and I was actually talking to my brother. We were just catching up. He's married with kids, so it was fine. And we were, shooting it. And so I was not on Twitter. So I did not have the initial was Shams hacked thing.
Right.
I just got an ESPN.com alert on my phone, so it buzzed, and I looked at it. And I'm like, wow, Luka traded the Lakers. So I believed it right away, right? I didn't have the initial.
Okay.
And I was like, huh, AD. I'm like, this is weird. And I told him because he's like, oh, that's funny. And then we just kind of went back to our conversation, and then I sort of was scrolling Twitter while I was talking to him. But
does that make the Lakers
by the way,
the second choice to win the West? Because that's kind of what they are when you look at the odds.
they're moving now. I think the Mark Williams bet is part of that acquisition.
Yeah.
And how the Lakers have looked the last week, winning at the Garden without AD, manhandling the Warriors a couple times. They do look formidable, and their version of small ball might be pretty good, right? They played 5 out against the Knicks, and they looked really fluid. So some of those guys who were really disjointed in the Lakers half-court set with AD because they were running the offense through him, guys like Vanderbilt and some of these other guys just weren't fitting. But when you run 5 out, some of them really are, like Achimura and some of that, like maybe they are that good. I was going to say this, not that Shams is watching right now, but when someone thinks your Twitter is hacked, the answer is not to follow up and say, no, this is 100% real. Then the hacker can do that too. You have to take a video and say, yes, this is real. I haven't been hacked. So,
I mean,
really
I literally,
silly.
Dave and I are on a group thread, a group chat with one of our listeners, and a guy who does our website, and he sent it to us. And my first reaction was, that's fake. Like I was like, there's no way that's real. Like I could never, that was not possible that actually happened. And then it all kind of spilled into the next 12 hours of they actually did do this. Do you think the Lakers can be better? I mean, they got a rim protector. So that was the question. Now, could this team be better in the wake of the trade?
Keep in mind, the Lakers a couple of years ago were up 2-1 in the series against the Suns, and then AD gets hurt. So not that Luka can't get hurt or Mark Williams for that matter, but one thing I remember when I was talking to Kurt Rambis, in the green room, you guys talk to these ex-players, you always learn some really great things. I got a story too about Flip, but Rambis once told me, I asked him, what's the hardest part about coaching? He's like, to get players to do something you need them all to do collectively. And I'm like, what's the most frustrating? He goes, all the critics assume the alternative path would be successful. So let's say you run in college, you run man-to-man and you lose by like 7. Should have gone zone. Who's to say that's better? Like we all assume, like how many guys are like, oh, I should have married that girl. How do you know that would have worked? But just because the current path didn't work doesn't mean the alternative is better. We all assume best case scenario. Like all these second guessing to Mark Andrews, you should have, obviously that does tie the game if he catches it. Doesn't mean they win or advance. Or should have kicked the field goal when you go for it on 4th and short and you get stuffed. Doesn't mean the field goal was automatically going to make it.
Right.
We all assume that in life. The alternative path would have been successful. That's not necessarily the case. So I always felt that was insight. So even keeping AD doesn't do much for the Lakers. We don't know. And much like keeping, Luka for the Mavs, that doesn't guarantee they would have won a title over the next decade. I will say this about that knucklehead, Nico Harrison. I don't even care if you wanted AD and you didn't want a Jimmy Butler situation, so you did not let the cat out of the bag, and he was your guy, and defense wins championships and all this stuff, and your relationship with him when you were at Nike. It is malpractice to not get market return. So to not know what the market rate is for Luka is malpractice. Even if you wanted him, that's part one.
Right.
Part two is you have to optimize your situation and get like 10 pick swaps or whatever. Get second round. The fact that you sent a second round pick as well, you got fleeced, and I think you got cajoled by one of your best friends who you were confiding in, and he knew which buttons to press to devalue Luka in your eyes, and you got played over the course of a couple of weeks, frankly. So I mean, we just saw Mark Williams get traded for like Connect and some guys who should have been in that deal.
They were in the deal. Connect was in the deal before like you mentioned, Luka's fat, so, Luka's drunk, we can't.
It's malpractice. It's malpractice. You're not in good hands. So I don't even care if they win the title. You didn't do as good of a job as you could have by not getting pick swaps. You just have to get pick swaps, if nothing else. And to your point, what was I thinking? I did think about this that Saturday night. Flip Saunders told me a story back before the NBA. He was coaching in the CBA. He said he would look at scores, and this was like fax machine era, in some of the, situations. He goes, he would know that some of these coaches on a Saturday night, he would say they had a bad loss. The star player didn't play well. They'd be frustrated at the end of, middle of the season or something. He would call them and hope they were drinking or something and offer them a trade and try to get their best players and stuff. And then he would send the facts and things like that. So that actually crossed my mind. It's like, did you catch this coach or GM mad at or something? And it was something. So the flip telling me some great war stories that, made me think of that too.
Oh my goodness. How was New Orleans? I mean, it was a quick flight and you're back. I kind of thought
I went Monday, got back last night.
How'd it go?
It was fun. So I don't do a long show like you guys do, but a lot of the people out there in Radio Row, an hour, the radio rows, the TV, a lot of content. And obviously it's all in a hub. And each year, the backgrounds, the decorations of each of these sets. I mean, it's not just long rows of picnic tables.
Right.
It's a bunch of stuff. It was slow at the beginning of the week, started to pick up Wednesday and Thursday for sure.
Right.
More of the athletes come by. I will say one thing that resonated, it's my 7th Radio Row of the last 8 years. I would say the novelty of betting and prop bets has waned. I used to bring packets from one of the books or whatever and give it to radio guys, and it was great. Yeah. And it was sort of the hall pass TV and radio networks got to discuss betting, right?
Yep.
The Super Bowl, it's part of the fabric of the game,
the
props, all that. Bingo. And so they would love that hall pass. But nowadays, in 40 or so legal states, you can talk about it every day. You're breaking down tonight's NBA and all these things. So the novelty of that has come down, which I think is a win for betting long term, right? You don't want it to be this huge thing. I like the fact that they ask a player post game when he falls down to ice the game instead of scoring the touchdown, that they ask him a betting question and he says, I don't care. And we move on to the next reporter question. That's a win for betting when it's not a thing, right? And I will say the other component is there's a little bit of fatigue here with the Chiefs. The 5th time they're there. We saw this matchup a couple years ago. I also think the season gets stretched out more and more. I know people who were kind of sick and tired of when Notre Dame faced Ohio State. It's like, we've already moved on, like our internal clock or whatever. So I think we're just ready for the game, because also in our current sort of landscape of social media and consumption of sports information, things are just saturated and overplayed, right? Yep. It's one thing pre-internet when you had the newspaper the next day, you wanted to see what someone said, or even 10 years ago, like PTI, it's just now, it's just everything's viral and consumption. Now we're probably immersed in it more than most, but there is just so much consumption with this stuff. I think we're just tired of it and we just want the game to be played.
Fair. We're still going to break down prop bets with you, though.
Well, I'm fresh voice. I'm not doing it every day. So that's the beauty of the content, right?
Yes. So what are you going to bet on? A better at ESPN Bet, according to our guy David Payne Purdom, 20,900 on the coin flip to land on tails. That's the largest bet on the coin flip. You have any other props that are a little bit off the beaten path that you like, Doug?
I'd have to kick my own butt if I ever bet on the coin flip. If it was just coin flip in the game, fine. I understand action, stuff like that. But when you have a million other bets and you can actually have an angle on something, and minutes later after the coin flip, like touchback or not, by the way, I kind of like no touchback.
You do? Okay.
Well, it's the first year of the new kickoff rules, right? So think about it. So it's different. So nerves, right? You have the landing zone. So it got bet down from about plus 330 to like 210. So I think the number's right.
Okay.
But I was thinking about that, just the precision that's needed and how different it is. Because before the adrenaline, you just touchback, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But the whole, I think in a perfect world, they want it to land the right, but they don't want to risk it out of bounds. So I think there will be a touchback. Right. So I don't think it's not a bet for me anymore, but I think it was a plus 330-ish. All right. So what do you guys want? Like the around even money, the bets that I think win, or long shots, or what do you got?
Either one. I mean, I looked at, I got first touchdown of the game will be either passing TD or any other. Whoa. Passing TD is minus 130. Any other is plus 110. I personally like any other in that. I
Defensive
feel like
touchdown?
no, any other, meaning a rushing touchdown, a special
Oh, so
teams touchdown.
right.
It's
So you're
either
just
a
saying line.
passing
You don't like
touchdown
those two. Okay.
or something else. I don't know. I
Hmm.
like plus 110. That's one that just random stuff like that. What do you got that's close to even money or something you feel you got an
I got
edge
no
on?
opinion
And where do
there.
you want to
I'll
take
say
your
my
shot?
favorite bet for the game to be tied after 0-0 minus 135 range.
That's a good bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good bet.
These guys are willing to go for it on fourth down. So
Yeah.
if they're down 7-0, like for example, Bills Ravens. Ravens go down, score 7-0. Bills come down, fourth down, they're in field goal range. Nah, we're gonna keep going. First quarter, they're still going for it. 7-7 tie, bang, winner.
Right. How do you think the game plays out to the total? What are you thinking? Because the number really
like
hasn't
under.
moved. Okay.
But I was on the under the last time they played, and I'm still got PTSD with a stupid field. So I'm really now the pass rush is different now, and I think the game script and all that stuff.
Right.
But I do think that game would have gone under in any other environment.
Of
I really
course.
do. It's just maddening, and we saw it in Brazil with the bad field. So
Have you
know.
looked at the field goal prop? I got one circled here. Longest made field goal of the game. It's now 47.5.
Over.
You like over or under? It's a really good number.
under.
I absolutely like under.
Wow.
I don't think the Eagles are going to try a 50-plus yarder.
Why not?
He misses
Elliott
them.
stinks.
Yeah,
He
but
misses
at the end of the first half, you can let him go.
Well, that might be the only time they try it. But it got bet down. The opening number at the Westgate was 48.5, and it got bet down immediately to 47.5. So
Because they have to make it and try it.
Correct.
And you got so many more ways to win. I think it's important.
It's minus
This is
110.
sort of there's a rule. This is like sort of a mindset and protocol I have with everything, betting, games, going into ask yourself, can this bet win or will it win? Like it's sort of the line of demarcation of am I just betting for action or am I just
Right.
You really want to find, especially when there's all these prop options, you really want to find bangers. Like you want to find stuff that's like, ooh, that's really good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I saw you guys interact. And so like Matt, like you're saying like, yeah, there's a scenario where it goes over. Like there is a scenario.
Sure.
But I just think there's so many more ways to win on the under than the over. But I feel like pre-flop, as you put on the Eagles hat, like I lean Eagles. I just think there's got to be a better number at some point during the game over 3, right? 3.5. Like now Eagles could go wire to wire like they almost did the last time they faced. But I'm in no rush to grab +1. But I was told by an odds maker last week that some sharp money came and he thought it would close the Eagles -1. So we'll see.
Yeah.
How are you on the punts? So you kicks.
I think over. I think these defenses are pretty good, man. I really do.
That's one that I think you're getting it's interesting how the content space has gravitated toward that one. I've been on a lot of shows in a lot of cities and are talking about the punts. Doug, we've been doing this for a long, long time. Nobody ever talked about the number of punts.
Oh, I was called Degenerate Doug if I mentioned the punts 4 years ago. What do you guys? I like the trifecta, stat leader props. You pick the leading passer, leading rusher, leading receiver, get all 3.
Wow.
That's a
how
parlay.
about Mahomes,
Okay.
Barkley, Devontae Smith, 12-1.
Wow.
I mean, I'm on Smith over 50 or more yards, receptions or receiving yards.
That's the slot receiver thing against the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like Devontae Smith. Targets, I think he's had 2 games now. It was in 2021 and 23, but he's had 2 very big games against this Chief defense. So, I think he could have a monster game. He could be MVP. He could score, have a big game. I don't mind on that. How many attempts do you think Mahomes has? Will he be throwing the ball enough to lead if Hurts has a couple of big pass plays?
I think they're playing from behind myself.
35, 36?
So it's funny. I know a
That's the
really
number.
sharp guy who's betting Hurts over yards. He goes the entire playoffs, like the last 10 weeks, it's been Eagles playing with a lead, right? They've had the luxury, and that's why Barkley's going up. He's betting. He's like, at some point, they're going to have to play from behind. And he thinks that I do like Barkley under. I think I might actually bet it, which is unthinkable. But I also bet Barkley before the playoffs, 25-1 Super Bowl MVP.
And you have a 25-1 ticket on that, Douglas?
Wow.
Woo, baby.
Before the AFC title game, I bet Kelsey 40-1 to win MVP as well.
Oh, so you got some live tickets on that MVP.
Yeah, because Barkley wasn't priced like Hurts was priced at like 14-1 or 17-1. I was like, no, like Barkley's going to be a lower favorite if they reach the game.
Wow. The chat wants to know where Arthur is. Is Arthur close by?
Yeah, I think so. Let me mute the mic. I think he's down.
Yeah. Mute the mic. You got to see if Arthur will come over. This would be great. Yeah. The people love Arthur. Doug used to do this on ESPN and Arthur's picks and all this other stuff. Yeah,
he's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Oh, sweet.
So I had to do this once recently. Oh. Don't want that to fall.
Don't knock anything over, Doug, please.
Arthur.
Look at this. The dog comes up to his own chair.
I hear his nails on the wooden floor. He's coming.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
I have
this is
like
great. We're going to ask Arthur what he likes in the game.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
Arthur was just hanging with my buddy for a few days. He's got 2 young girls, and they want a dog, so he makes them, sample it for 4 days, or if I'm out of town and has to like clean up their
How's that work out?
It's great. It's great. He's like my closest friend, but like he likes them taking care of them, and have to do more than just looking at a dog on a website or something. He has to actually. They love him. Hold on.
Come on, Arthur. Get your ass over here. Let's go. Please.
Usually he follows me everywhere, but he likes just going to bed. Like he goes upstairs and goes to bed before I mean, it's just ridiculous how you just.
Yeah, the dog is like.
I don't know what he is.
Right,
Arthur.
You got one shot left here before we let you get out.
I heard him.
I don't believe.
So I like my long shots.
Yep.
Here's one for you. I mentioned the 12-1. I got one that's 13-1. I think it's really fun to root for because you have action the entire game. Because I should ask Sherapan, as a guy who formerly booked this stuff. What would you make a prop, Mahomes or Hurts, to catch a pass?
Oh,
we know the Philly special. 12. Philly special was a touchdown. Oh, that was a 2-point conversion, but
which wouldn't count, by the way.
Really?
Which would not count.
Conversion, right. Which would not count. That would be brutal to actually have that happen. That would not count by house rules. I don't know. I'd let you have at least. I mean, we might make it minus 40-1 and take back 25, something like that.
Okay, it's 13-1.
It's
come down from
quarterback
14.
Catching a pass.
Yeah, I like it.
Wow. Yeah, I'd let you start at 20-1. Which one do you think does it, Doug?
I think Mahomes. I mean, so when you face these defensive coordinators, we saw what Spags did to Josh Allen on that 4th down, right? They called the timeout before. They scout so well. You got to do stuff that's not on tape. You have to in this matchup, okay? With both of these elite, with Fangio and him, and then you also, like I think I saw in the last Super Bowl, like one of the receivers pulled up to throw, and then he kept it, and I think it's out there. I think it's an option.
There's a lot of people talking about the number of guys to carry the ball for each team. Those numbers are interesting. The Chiefs numbers 4.5. We had on John Kincaid from Philly and someone else from Philly this week say to bet the Eagles number over. It's only 3.5. More than 3.5 guys rush the ball for the Eagles. I mean, I don't think so, but he said there's a play drawn up for Goddard or something to come by.
You got to get Smith,
right? So that's how you get to 4. But I don't know. I thought that was an under, but he was made a very compelling case that should be over.
I wouldn't bet under, but I could see it not. I can see over not winning for sure.
Okay.
Anytime touchdown. Who you betting? Who's scoring?
I never bet these markets.
Interesting.
Because it's always, Barkley's like 220 or whatever it is. And, he was 250 or whatever in the NFC title game. He did on the first play.
Right.
I usually go for like yards and things like that are a little more predictable. I feel like touchdowns are a little bit of a crapshoot. So if I ever bet those, I bet the long shots for sure.
Right.
Like the second tight end, the third receiver, Those are the
Gainwell,
ones.
Noah Gray, those types.
Yeah, man, because you sometimes need to use those plays. Yeah, well said. Noah Gray kind of stuff. I think that's what you have to do. And I don't even think like past performance is really predictive. So if last year it's all the big guys scored or I don't care. Like, I think MVP's wide open too.
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, Mahomes. I mean, if I told you before the season that Mahomes was going to go 15-1 as a starter, and he wasn't an MVP finalist, like how does that happen? So I just think the automatic deference that Mahomes typically would get is not just automatic anymore.
Last one for me, sir. Where are you watching the game on Sunday? Like people think that like guys that live here like us are just out and about and like I like to go to the book and meet somebody, but I don't really want to unless we're set up somewhere crazy.
Right.
I'm good watching a game at home. I like
I mean, I might,
home.
got my laptop, I might live trade it, things like that.
Right.
And
working.
I ask people and no one really knows because the books are so crowded. I built a sports book in my home, so I don't have to go to the books. I have 5 TVs on my wall for a reason. But if people had a booth, to your point and stuff, I would like to see. I've gone to maybe there's a house party that I was just trying to get through Super Bowl weekend in New Orleans before I figured anything out. But maybe I got to find my dog at some point. So,
all right.
What's the menu?
I should kick some tires and ask what people are doing.
If you do stay at home, is there a menu? Is there a must? What's the food choice?
I mean, honestly, not really. Like I'm sort of desensitized. Like you asked me about the Lakers. Yes, I'm a Laker fan, but like I'd be willing to bet against them in every game the rest of the year.
The business beats it out of you, Doug. We've said that for years. It's just
I'm a bigger fan of my wallet than I am my favorite teams.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who wins the game Sunday, regardless of who you're betting?
I got the Eagles 24-20. I think the Mahomes stuff is fair. I always say, what bet would you feel less dumb if you lose? Like I would feel dumb if I bet against Mahomes and they win. I just think all these games were won with like Mahomes on the sideline. Like, Brock Purdy could have iced the game a year ago on 4 different plays with Mahomes on the sideline. Josh Allen had the ball down 3:30 to go. Mahomes on the sideline and didn't get it done. So yeah, Mahomes is incredible. He's not overrated or anything silly like that. He's incredible. But the rest of these teams are good too, and there's paths to victory the other way. So I just think it's a little outlandish. It's not like it's basketball where the guy's on the court the whole time, like Jordan, and betting against him. It's on defense. He stole it from Malone. That wouldn't have happened the other way around. So I just think, if you have a good enough offense, you got Barkley and all that stuff. There's a reason it's a 1-point spread and not the other way. But these are the days I miss these long shows. One of these days I'll join you guys and go off on this Eli Manning Hall of Fame candidacy.
Oh boy, we'll have you back.
Brady was on the sidelines for both of his. That's Brady watched,
and he lost the best game he played. Right, it's the best Super Bowl.
Yeah, threw 500 yards.
Right,
he lost. Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible that game.
Yeah. 3 touchdowns,
so
500
he's a worse
yards.
Quarterback because of that. The win-loss record. It's so stupid for quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff, Doug. Thanks for the time,
Doug. We'll talk.
Tell folks.
All right, fellas.
Hold on.
I'll text you to let you know that Arthur's okay.
Yes,
okay, good.
Tell people about where to find your stuff.
Oh, yeah. Onlyplayers.com. We have an app as well. So obviously the landscape is changing a lot. What my sort of vision was to do content, sort of smart, educational, things like that. Also sort of knowledge building. So we do betcasts. I do a lot of like emails that are like market reports, like, hey, here's what's happening, or a pro tip, something happened last night in the game. I do my picks, obviously. We are a paywall and subscription service, but the concept is sort of the cliff notes of betting. So all my videos are about a minute and a half, telling you what's going on, the action, everything's succinct. We all got busy schedules. Not everyone has time. Time is the most precious commodity out there. So we at least try to give a value in that regard where people are getting something that realize there's an army of people working on their behalf concept. So it's like a boutique action network, if you will.
Good stuff. Doug, thank you for the time. Enjoy the game on Sunday.
All right, fellas. Have a great weekend.
That is Doug Kezirian joining us here on the Boston University of the Book. Good to get him back on the program. Super Bowl, he likes the Eagles. I don't think he's alone. It's good. I think it's going to be kind of a constant refrain over the next 48 hours.
You're wearing an Eagle hat. I'm wearing an Eagle hat. I got an Eagles jersey on. I did Sammy P's chicken dinner last night. He likes the Eagles. Alan joined us. Alan said, I'm not watching the Super Bowl. Alan is still, he told a couple stories. He's done. He's done with it. He's done with the game, and it wore him out. The business wore him out. He was talking about how this was one of the worst days that he had in the book.
Alan Berg?
Yeah.
Alan is not, he's out. He's done.
He
more
watching,
no more interest.
He's tired of the football. Like he's just, he's a Bears fan.
Oh, okay.
And he's
not fired up. He's got a brand new coach. He's got new coordinator.
He couldn't even pitch him on that. He thinks they got the right guy.
Okay, that's good.
But he's like, man, we've ruined people before. So I'm not till I see it. He's like, and he did say Detroit's done. Crossed them off the list. That was as close as they're going to get the last 2 years.
No,
they lost every coordinator they had.
They did.
He said, Dan Campbell's sitting around like the Fresh Prince at the end, just looking around. Nobody's there.
Before we get to Jay, because Jay's here, I just want to tell you that the Canelo fight versus Terrence Crawford's back on.
What the hell happened? I didn't even see this.
Yeah. So late night, the guy over in Saudi Arabia. Either it was a negotiation ploy or they just used Jake Paul for publicity or whatever it was, but it was Canelo versus Crawford. Then it was backed off. Ring Magazine pulled it back and said, no, that fight's not happening. Then it was reported by Mike Coppinger of ESPN that Jake Paul and Canelo was going to happen here over Cinco de Mayo weekend. And then the offer is now a 4-fight deal for Canelo. He will fight in Vegas on May 5th, like he always does, and over Mexican Independence weekend against Terrence Crawford. And 2 other fights after that.
At Allegiant?
We don't know the venue yet for the Crawford fight.
Do it at Allegiant.
That's the question. But we know that T-Mobile is where he will fight on May 5th. He'll fight there like he always does. And then he'll come back in September and fight Terrence Crawford. So the Crawford fight is back on. It is going to be in Vegas, but that's what I was saying when we were talking about it yesterday. I was like, wait a minute. Canelo always fights in May in Vegas. He fights 2 times a year. So who's he fighting in May? That's where the Jake Paul fight came in. I was like, okay, maybe he fights Paul first, then Crawford. And the Saudi Arabian money came in and said, we'll give you 4 fights, May and September. You're not fighting Jake Paul.
Okay.
No. Jake Paul's not fighting. That will not happen. So
that's good.
Cinco de Mayo weekend, we will get a layup type fight for Canelo, and then we'll get the big one with Crawford. But again, we thought that before with Tyson Fury, and he got cut and he got hurt, and his fight against Usyk got postponed because of it. So a little dangerous to just kind of assume that that's going to happen. So. All right, let's continue talking about this big football game as to what's going on, and let's get to our friend Mr. Jay Kornegay, joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book.
There he is.
How are you, sir? Good to see you. Welcome back to the show.
You're muted.
You're muted, Jay. You got to unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself right there.
First time.
That's great. You did good. Perfect. You still got it, Jay, despite Mish writing that article about you today. Putting it out in the Sun Times, you still got it.
Yeah,
how are you feeling, sir?
Feeling great. We had a little retirement party though last night. I got to admit, okay, my assistant Rosemary, who's been at the Hilton since 1986, is retiring after the Super Bowl, and she's been, the key component. She's like the pillar of the Superbook since it was built in 1986. So we had a little retirement party going on last night. It was plenty of who's who was there. A lot of old bookmakers, a lot of guys that she's worked with over the years, including the current staff. It was a great time, maybe a little too good.
Everyone knows her. I mean, she is unbelievable. That's great. In the article, it said that you're not going to be in a sports book on Sunday for the first time. Are you not going to go and just hang out? Like, are you not going to go on Sunday for the Super Bowl?
Well, geez, Dave, it's really weird because I haven't had a Super Bowl off in about 40 years. And, during that time, I had my wife, my friends, they all had these Super Bowl parties all the time. And I was very jealous of that, that they were going to be partying all day and I had to work all day. So now I have it off. I don't have to go in, and nobody's doing anything. They're all old. They're all sitting at home. It's like crazy. So no, I'm actually probably going to be at this time. I'm going to be at home watching it. But I can tell you that I'm going to really enjoy pre-game if you really want to know the truth.
Yeah.
That's 7 hours of pre-game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll have some spirits in hand. I'll be fine.
What are you guys seeing just from an overall handle standpoint? We've heard all week that it's going a little bit slower than what you guys had hoped. Is that still the case here on Friday? Is it picking up yet?
Not really. You know, it really is slow. We were concerned about that. And you know, the two big factors, a lot of people talking about Chiefs fatigue, others talking about the rematch. And, you know, you have the expansion of all these other parties across the country now, you know, and they do a great job. They really do. I mean, nobody does it like Vegas, but they do have some great venues around the country. And I can understand that with all, you put all those factors together, that, you know, our handle can drop a little bit compared to last year. So at this point in time, we're definitely expecting to come in a little lower than what we had last year.
It's crazy because the game was here last year and you've seen so much like Super Bowl stuff. And I've been telling people on shows, like, the game was here last year, guys. Like, so if people took their shot to come to Vegas for a Super Bowl, even if they didn't go to the game, they came last year to do the fan thing and to go around all the books and see everybody's screens and all that other stuff. So now you get a rematch of 2 years ago and the Chiefs in it. And it's a natural thing, I think. But you guys do so much with the props. I mean, I walk around with the packet all the time. Like I have it with me because it's such a resource for shows. How's the handle? Because I think I heard Murray say that it's about going to be 60% on the Super Bowl props versus game.
Yeah, it's been up there, Dave, for a long time. It's been in the 60s, you know, and I actually think that this year it probably be closer to 65% on the propositions. Because I don't know, again, there's a lot of disinterest in the game, so they're trying to get involved in it and trying to find something, trying to develop opinions on all these different types of propositions. And, you know, guys across the country, including our team, have come up with, you know, creative props to really keep the game interesting. And I think that's why you're going to see that number creep up, or at least that percentage creep up to closer to 65%.
Do you think this is Chief fatigue? Is it just the game? The season's too long? Like, why? What's the reason in your mind that it's been slower? Because we've talked about it. Like, by this time, we're expecting to hear those 6-figure, those 7-figure bets come in, maybe not just in Vegas, but around the country. And at least up to this point, it's not being reported that those type of wagers have been, I guess not yet, have been bet. We assume they'll come tomorrow or Sunday. But why are we slow?
I think the main reason, Matt, is that what you just said. I think it really is Chief fatigue. I mean, people are tired of the Chiefs, not to mention the you know, some of the intangibles that come with the Chiefs, let's say. And I'm not saying that Philadelphia has a great fan base. They're really true fans, but I don't know if their brand is a true seller as well. So with that combined, I think that you know, those are the main reasons why we're seeing a drop in handle. And I certainly don't think, everybody asks me every year, I've already been asked a number of times, do you expect a record? Absolutely not. I mean, we're not going to come close to it. However, I do think the propositions are going to hold their own. I think there's going to be a steady flow of bets on them. As far as big bets, we haven't seen any big bets. We did get a guest call us and yesterday said that he was going to come in and make a healthy 6-figure bet.
Nice.
Yeah, he's going to come in. I'm not sure if he's coming in today or tomorrow, but he's coming before. And of course, he didn't say what side. Right. That's fine.
Yeah.
So that will probably be our first, or at least one of the first big bets that we've taken on the game so far.
So it's fitting that you're gravitating toward this ambassador role after a season like this, because I mean, we know a lot of the same people, and I do the shows and stuff all over the country. The books were crying a lot in late October, November. The favorites just kept covering. And can you remember a season like this? I mean, I don't really remember one in recent history, but man, Jay, betting the NFL was easy for a lot of people. They were just cashing tickets every week. You just pick the same teams, cover the spread, no problem. I can't remember one in recent history. Can you?
Not in recent history. There was a December that was we had really poor results in December a couple of years ago. But for the entire football season, I haven't seen anything like this before. And it's like you said, it's the favorites and it's parlays. A lot of teasers came in, parlays were cashing. I mean, about I'll say about 3/4 through the season, 3/4 through the NFL season, we were down at healthy six figures in parlays.
Ooh.
That just doesn't happen.
Never. Yeah.
No, that's our bread and butter. We weren't even close to being even.
Oh gosh.
This is a great time, I think, for you to be able to talk. We started the show today talking a little bit about the space and about the content space and about where everything is here in sports gambling as a country. It's been a lot of really wild stories over the last 2 weeks about exchanges and different companies doing different things. Where are we in sports gambling in America in your mind? Are we in a good place, or are we in a place that might need some help?
I think there's going to be some tweaking that needs to be done on both sides, not just by the operators, but by the regulators, government officials, tax rates, mandates for third-party services, because I know there's a lot of people that complain about the books and I understand that. And I feel at times I want to tell some of these guys, especially on social, is that, they complain about how books are operated all the time and how cheap they are. And I understand where they're coming from. However, there's some fair books out there that, do a pretty decent job in being fair to the bettors. And I don't know, sometimes I want to ask them, if all these books are poorly run, why don't they show us, why don't they open up a book, get licensed, open up a book and show us how it's done?
I've been telling them that for 20 years, Jay. I so you guys got all the answers. Come work for us. I'll hire you as a consultant at the beginning. You got 90 days to fix everything. I'll give you a big 6-figure salary and you can run it. This would be awesome. There's a lot of experts on that side that like to say that. The other thing that, we've been talking about it nonstop, and you see it on the socials. Sports aren't rigged. Like, stop with the nonsense, right? You've been in it a long, long time, and you don't have a bat phone from Goodell's office and, the books know, Vegas knows. Nobody knows, right, Jay? Like, it's not rigged.
No, it's not even close. It's how difficult it would be to rig a game. Now,
yes.
Are there a couple of bad apples out there, that are doing something that they shouldn't be doing, but for rigged games to happen, that's it would take a lot of effort and a lot of hush money, and to keep them quiet all this time, right? If the referees were involved, can you imagine how many people would be involved in something like that? And nobody. And in today's age, these people come forward, right? And they want to make a name for themselves. They want a documentary, they want a book written, that they will come forward if something like that was ever scripted. So, but Matt, I do believe, going back to your original question, I really do believe it's an effort from like almost everybody involved. Everybody needs to do some tweaking. I think the regulators really need to look at some things, and there's a long list of things there, actually, a long list of things that they need to understand from the bookmaker side, to be profitable. I don't even know if anybody's profitable yet. We got to pay these just crazy mandated third-party fees that really do nothing for us. And it just drives us.
For example, what would one be? Like, just so somebody watching or listening somewhere, what, like an odds provider or
official data is one.
You have to pay that in other
I still
states.
don't know
Do
what
you have to pay that in Nevada?
Not in Nevada, no.
Right, but in other states you do.
In other states, right? And you guys know that we were operating in 9 states at one time, and we pulled back because we just didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think there's going to be more. I think we see, people dropping out about every 3 weeks or so, and because they can't keep up the pace of just digging a deeper hole because of some of the things they have to do to operate, and it's not a profitable way to operate.
Can I ask you about your home state of Colorado?
Yeah.
What's the love of ping pong in Colorado?
I knew you were going to ask that.
I mean, we know, but like, is that kind of what we're talking about in terms of like on both sides of the counter? We need to have like a grown up conversation about like what's going on in the space.
Yeah, it's that is. We all know what it is. Well, some people probably don't know what it is, but I do believe there's some syndicates out there that just keep rebetting. They have this in-game craziness betting both sides, and it's really not a large group of people. It's just possibly groups that are just betting both sides throughout the entire match, and just keep reloading, and that's why you see those huge handle numbers. I didn't actually see the latest win numbers, but the books are kind of holding, which is interesting to me.
Like 4%,
on ping pong,
like 4%. They're holding like 4.5%. So
in December, it was 2-1 handle over the NHL in Colorado, where the odds
more bets on ping pong than hockey.
2-1.
Yeah. Well, I didn't believe it when those numbers came out like a couple of years ago.
Right.
I didn't believe them.
Yeah.
And I talked to a couple of other national operators that operate in Colorado as well. It's like, are your numbers like this? Absolutely. They just keep firing away. And I'm good for it. I mean, holding 4% to me is crazy. I mean, I just can't believe they do.
I know. I saw it last month. Purdom put out the number, and I saw it. I look at those reports too, because I didn't believe them either at the beginning, but now, I mean, I know why as well. Last one for me, sir, because I know you're going to go in and do your thing and see this all the way through. I did Sammy P's show last night, Chicken Dinner, and he has a Jay Kornegay bobblehead doll, and I'm hoping that at some point you have some of them laying around and I can pick one up on the way out. The problem, Jay, is that it's not even as big as a coffee cup. They made you a little tiny dude. I want one, please. Could you get me one? But why is it so small?
Well, my friends joke that it's life size.
Oh, that's not nice.
So that's not good, but yeah, I don't know. I think there was a certain budget for those things. So, but I will, and Matt, I don't know if you want one, Matt, but I'll give you one, I'll send one to you. And Dave, whenever you come in, I'll set it up for you. It'll be waiting for you.
All right. Very cool. I know it's only Friday, but come Sunday, what do you guys anticipate needing for the game on Sunday?
That's a good question, because right now we know that about 85% of the money is on Kansas City, and we have about 66% right now is on Kansas City as well. So I think some of the bigger bets that we anticipate taking in the next couple of days will dictate, obviously, who we will need. But again, it's, with all these propositions and a total that high, it's a little scary that we're going to see a lot of scoring, a lot of crazy things, a lot of different players scoring, and we're gonna need probably a lower scoring game, uneventful game, as we say in the back room, a boring game.
Patriots Rams type game, like 13-3.
That was great. Outside there wasn't going to be a no TD scored prop was in there, and we were sweating that out. It doesn't necessarily have to be that low, right. But I don't care if it's 35-35, well, I don't want to jinx that because we have a prop up. Will this year's Super Bowl be the same exact score as it was 2 years ago?
38-35.
38-35. And I know we put up 201, but believe me, it gets a lot of attention. And it creates a lot of liability for us. So when I said 35-35, I'll take that back. 28-28, with the same two players scoring is fine. But when you have 8 different touchdown scorers,
that's no good.
Yeah, that's not good.
No good.
So, but if I was to guess, I do expect some Philly money coming in this weekend. I've heard some whispers that some really highly respected guys out there are on Philadelphia side.
Same.
So I would expect some of the bigger plays come in on the Eagles. But I think it's going to be fairly balanced as far as the game is concerned. But we might need the Eagles a little bit by the time they kick.
Interesting. Jay, thank you for the time. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the game on Sunday. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
That is the one and only Jay Kornegay from the Westgate Superbook here on Bostonian versus the Book right here in Las Vegas. If you guys need a place to go watch the game, hello. Awesome place to go watch the game here in Las Vegas. Great to get Jay on the program. Interesting. They're seeing Chief money.
Yeah, see, it's different.
That's the first bookmaker we've had on that said KC.
In town.
In town, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's been all Eagles money up to this point. So the Chief fans are going to the Westgate.
I think they got to I don't think they had 2. But I think they went to 1. Let me check that.
1.5. They went 1.5. They stayed at 1.5 longer than others.
No, they've been at 1 since the 30th of January.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they've been sitting at 1, probably taking the Chiefs money.
Okay.
And Ed's a Philly guy. So if Ed likes Philly, that we can book it that way. But I mean, 65% of the money there is on the props. Like they're getting, for real. I'm not saying the game is secondary, but it's not as important there, maybe per se, as it is at a lot of other joints.
Huh.
Yeah.
Hi, Kylie. How are you?
Hey, Kylie. How are you?
How's the swing, Kylie?
Oh, baby.
You cooled off yet? Open 4 for 4 with a home run. My gosh.
I know.
Hi.
Games for 2 weeks now. It's snowing there.
Oh, welcome to February. It's the worst month in the Northeast. February is the worst month, and I'm flying into it, so I'm going there next week. So I'm with you on that. But
that's right. Yeah,
I'm going right into the teeth of it. Hopefully that's going to stop. No more snow. No more ice. Freezing temperatures.
It's going to be all of that, right?
Pretty much. I'm going to be miserable. I'm pretty confident. On top of the fact that I'm flying in on Valentine's Day to go spend Valentine's Day with Amanda. So we're doing all of that.
Has she seen the rant?
The what? The rant?
Valentine's Day rant? She knows this?
It's so crazy. She has multiple times because we were together last year. We had just started seeing each other last year, and she was like, so tell me exactly what this point is so I know where you are going to be on for the next of the rest of our relationship when it comes to your opinion. I had somebody today. There's a concert in Huntsville on Valentine's Day being actually named the Anti-Valentine's Day Show. It's a rock concert.
Going?
And somebody tagged me and said, this sounds like something that Matt Perrault would host. And I was like, I've been gone for 21 years in Huntsville, Alabama. And people are still referencing my Anti-Valentine's Day rant.
I mean, you stick to it. Like, stick to the bit. Tell the kids that all the time. That's good. That's
to
right.
It all the way to the end. Hold on to it for as long as we can hold on to it. So yeah,
so we're doing a show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and then maybe not Thursday, Friday, right? We'll see.
Thursday I'll be here. We do Thursday. Fridays I'm flying Friday. But I want to see if Newbie can host with you, but I don't know if he's going to have his own duties. His own duties with him. But I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
You guys are putting the forecast for next week for you.
It's so bad. No, thank you.
Snow, ice, sucks here, Jimmy Football 22.
Next week's gonna be bad, Jeff Benny. It can't be bad. Like you can't tell me. I fly at 11 a.m. Pacific time.
Ooh, baby.
I just can't believe I'm gonna be flying into a place where when I fly back out, they're gonna have to de-ice the plane, which has always been like my thing of like I'm not playing around with that. Newbie might be drowning in his own tears.
He's taking the role on again. He can't. I mean, the kid's out of control on the Twitter. It's lacrosse season, so he's looking forward to that. But he's taking on that Philly against everybody.
Yes, Rock. I am celebrating the Sid holiday.
Yes.
I'm flying into Boston. We are going to dinner and we are staying in the city. So we are 100% participating in the Valentine's Day thing on Friday. Yes. So Black Friday. It's officially Black Friday next week. But yes, I am having to deal with this, unfortunately. But cold. Hopefully just no. I don't mind snow. It's the freezing rain that I can't stand of it. Like no freezing rain, please. I can't do the freezing rain. It drives me absolutely crazy on that.
Start roll call Friday here shortly. You guys will be
for sure.
Temperatures and wherever you're at. I mean,
we'll
overcast today. I mean, the wind came in and
still
pulled
warm,
everything
though.
off. I mean, it was 40 degrees this morning after being in the mid 70s. I was kind of cold.
Emerson's not hunting me down. I mean, cannot be hunting me down.
He might.
That. Let's do this story and then we'll get to Roll Call Friday. So we'll start it on the main show and then we'll get over into bonus time.
Mm-hmm.
So we called it. Ipe's getting nearly 5 years, 57 months in prison.
That's what they asked for.
17 million he has to give back and 1.1 million to the IRS. They must think he still has his money, right? Because where is this guy getting $18 million to pay all this back?
They never ask that question. They just say you got to pay. So,
like, how? Like, if he stole the money, they must think he must still have the money to go and say, okay, you must pay 18 and 1.1 million of it's to the IRS. So you go back to jail. If you don't pay the IRS, you're going back to jail.
Right.
So they must think he still has the money. Otherwise, where's an interpreter going to make that type of money?
He has to report to jail in a month. So he has a month to make 17 million if you don't have it. Or he's got to borrow it from people and get it taken care of. And then, give it back in 5 years or whatever it is.
Good point, Sonic. He didn't bet in one like $17 million bet. It was over 5 years. He was in, out, take deposit.
Pause.
Yes, deposit.
In, out, in
17 million on black.
Out. Oh God. Yeah, no.
So
I don't know. Were you surprised? I mean, I wasn't when I saw what he could have gotten.
Right.
I figured like they tried to get him 18 months and they should have said, you know what, let's go for 3 years. And because they're pushing for 5. Let's go for 3. Cause I think you could maybe get that. I don't know. Again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not giving legal advice, but they got the maximum, everything that they were asking, they got, and he's going away.
Going away. So we'll obviously watch that.
Yeah.
Let's do this and then roll call Friday.
Yep.
So here are for fun.
Yeah.
Some prop bets for the game on Sunday.
Okay.
If you were going to bet heads or tails, which would you pick?
Tails never fails. So I would just bet tails.
Okay. I'll trail the guy who just put 20 dimes down on tails as well.
Right.
The coin toss winner. Now, the home team is the Chiefs, correct? They're wearing white, right? Chiefs are the home team?
No. In the NFL, the home team wears the dark jerseys. It's the Eagles. Eagles are calling the toss.
Okay,
no, the Chiefs are calling the toss. I'm sorry. Chiefs are calling the toss.
Okay, so who wins the coin toss?
Well, if the Chiefs win.
Do the Chiefs get it right? If they're calling tails, is it assuming they're going to call tails and it's going to come up tails?
No, I'll say the Eagles win the toss.
Eagles win the coin toss.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Over under.
I mean, I'm literally flipping coins. You asking me these questions.
Yes, of course. This is just for fun. Just so we can go back and talk about it on Monday and see what we came up with. I'm with you on tails. I'll say the Chiefs win the toss just because.
Okay.
The length of the national anthem, 2 minutes in point 2 minutes and a little over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
120 and a half seconds.
Yeah.
Juice to the under.
Yes.
They believe it's going to be a shorter national anthem.
Word on the street is this is an under, and it should
Okay.
be pretty good under.
Minus
Gonna be good.
125.
Yeah. This is, I guess, Mason and Bernsey and everybody at Bet Online are losing their minds. They're taking a lot of bets on this stuff, and they're all on the under. The problem with that market is that you don't take any bets on the other side. That's why I'm glad I never booked that in my career ever.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's John Bonet, his name, right? The guy who's singing the guy who's singing it.
Type it in the chat. I don't know.
They think it's going to be shorter because it's a guy who's singing it, not a woman.
Oh,
John Batiste. Thank you, John.
Thank
Batiste.
you, Marcelo.
John Batiste is singing it.
Okay.
So Grammy Award winning singer. So he's not going to hold long notes.
Flip back to our screen and then flip back to this graphic.
Okay.
Just because if we're on the replay tonight, it will freeze if we leave the graphic up too long. So go ahead back to the graphic. Just in case we're on.
Color of the Gatorade.
Oh. Is it coordinated with the team?
No.
It's not.
No.
All right. I'll pick yellow, lime, green.
I'll go orange, 4-1.
Okay. I'll take the plus 250.
All right. I'll take the plus 400. You take yellow, lime, or green at plus 250. Red is plus 650. Pink is forget about it. Clear is possible at 9-1, though. I don't mind that. Travis Kelce.
All these people in the chat right now, type your color of the Gatorade right now. I want to see the chat flow before Roll Call Friday starts here, please. Clear, always purple. No Gatorade? Is that an option, Adam Pye?
Yeah, right there. No.
Right there.
No
25-1?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay. Red, purple, neutral to both teams. Garrett Brown. Okay. Yorkie says red. Wow.
Milk. What?
Sale. What the hell are you talking about? There ain't no milk.
Purple,
blue. For Chevy's.
Green.
Wow. This is great.
Travis Kelce to propose to Taylor.
No
way. Not happening. Stupid market. Halftime show number of songs for Kendrick Lamar. Over under 10.5.
I think it's 10.
You think it's on the word
number? On the street, I think it's 9 or 10, but it's not 11. Again, not that guy. Don't know.
The word on the street is the under.
Yes.
Under's juiced.
I mean, maybe we'll have to go to some Twitter spaces or something and figure that out. I don't know. Maybe those guys know. A
Discord channel.
Yeah. And one of those, they probably got
it. Out. Mad City being the first song. I don't know Kendrick's songs, so I can't tell you my theory. I know like 3 of them.
JC from KC is probably a Kendrick guy. So thank you for that.
I like Kendrick a lot. It's not someone. It's not my go-to rap artists. Like I like Humble and Not Like Us is a great song, and there's just like his greatest hits.
Yeah,
Man of the Library definitely knows. Mickey, jeez, my God, guys catching strays in the chat.
Kendall's actually looking more forward to the halftime show. My daughter.
Did she like Kendrick a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, that's typical. A lot of people who feel that way, and that's why Kendrick's there, because they're going after the younger audience. They're They tried this whole experiment with the old rock guys when they did Bruce and U2 and Tom Petty and the Rolling Stones and blah, blah, blah. Like they've kind of exhausted that now.
Right.
And they've gone young for a while with, your rap and Drake is going to be in a pretzel. That's true. But supposedly they're going to they're making Kendrick completely change the lyrics to Not Like Us. So like the problem with that song is it just won the Grammy for Song of the Year and won Album of the Year. And like, it's a monster hit making fun of Drake.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of innuendos
things in there. Yeah.
So they're worried about it turning. They're worried about a lawsuit that Drake may sue the NFL and Fox for allowing Kendrick to perform that song in which he's accusing Drake of being a pedophile.
Right.
So like, that's the question that comes with that as to how exactly we see that play out.
Yeah.
Does he change the lyrics? If he changes the lyrics, it's going to be kind of weird.
I really enjoyed Snoop and Dre.
In LA? It was tremendous. That was the best one so far. About last 10 years or 5 years at least. That was tremendous.
That one had me up and moving and
throwback.
Stuff.
And it covered everyone. It got new, got kids, got old people. It covered everyone.
Yeah, that was good.
So, oh my gosh, J-Buck, you think Drake makes a cameo? Somebody put the lineup that Drake made. I mean, a better number is Taylor making a cameo than Taylor.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Taylor loves Kendrick. Loves Kendrick.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They're tight. Oh, yeah. Big Kendrick Lamar fan.
Wow.
She's
that would be something.
So she can make an appearance, potentially, if you want to talk about.
Guys, 3-digit area code in the chat right now, wherever you're watching the show from, wherever you're going this weekend, wherever you're going to watch the Super Bowl from, put in there whatever you want. Yorkie, I'm sorry. This is sacrilegious wearing the hat with that jersey, but I had it on when we were talking. I can remove it. I do have another hat. I don't know if you guys bet the hats over, but I should put on this other Eagles. Yeah, coordinate.
It is time for Roll Call Friday. All right, boys and girls, your chance to hear your handle called out here on the show, live on the program, also on replay, and then into bonus time. We'll take this over into bonus time as well. 3-digit area code and a post on our YouTube chat.
Love it.
Somebody posted really early in the show and said that they were going to work.
Addison.
It was Addison, right?
It was Addison and Wrench in Indiana. I believe it's 812.
Okay. Oh, there it is. It was there we go. For Chicago, John.
Oh, afternoon, Brigade. I wanted to say happy Roll Call Friday. We'll need to catch you guys on replay or reply as you typed it as at the hospital for scheduled tests. Looking forward to a great weekend in Chicago. Well, thank you for being here and checking in with us, Chicago, John. Is that your smoke detector again?
It is again.
Oh,
yep.
No.
And I was going to do it before the show, and I forgot.
Battery. Okay, that's fine.
No, I just changed the battery. I don't know why it's happening again. It's really frustrating and annoying that it happened again. But I will change it tonight. I now have my duties on a Friday night. If what I have to go ahead and do is change my smoke detector.
Things drives me crazy. I got to start off. There's Daniel G right there on the screen. Dr. Deeb and the ICU crew on the 7th floor at the hospital in California. Anchor, Jay, Mo, Mag, and Gerald, all still short-staffed, but on a break watching us in LA. Thank you very much, guys.
Hi, guys.
There's Daniel G. You sexy mo. Oh, I like this. Look at this kid. 989 Saginaw, Michigan, 28 and windy again. Watching with Grandma G. Shout out the Garcias. Grandma, thank you for being here. And I'm glad you're sitting there with Daniel G. watching us. I hope everyone hits their bets. So do we. Let's have a weekend, Brigade. You do the same. Chef Benny, my man, 199 super chat. Thank you for that. Hashtag anybody but the Chiefs. And then he throws another fin here for the green, which you guys can do if you're watching the show. Just hit that button on the right at the bottom. It comes up green. We appreciate it. All the dollars go to keeping us alive and keeping us doing the show. 401 Rhode Island. You know what time it is. One more before the big game. Hashtag anyone but the Chiefs. Thanks for a great week of shows. Have a great weekend, Brigade. You do the same. JC from KC. Been earmuffs all week for you, my man. I mean, you did good. You did good. You posted that great picture of you in the cubicle today. He put a picture of him in a cubicle. He got to wear his hoodie. My man got a beautiful head of hair. He looks good. This is for the Chiefs fatiguers. Hashtag anybody but the Chiefs. Go get him, JC from KC. Thank you for being here.
He wrote anybody but the Chiefs. It was his own deal.
Listen, he's taking on the heel role. I will come in full Chiefs regalia on Monday to celebrate your Chiefs win if they win. I will have it all, top to bottom. She wanted me to go buy an extra one. I said, I ain't getting another one. I got enough Chiefs stuff.
Want mine? She got my hat.
Nah.
She got my Chiefs hat.
She said, I need one that says New Orleans on it. I mean, no, you don't. You don't.
Who's selling those but people in New Orleans?
They got them. My guy got them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to text him. I went and looked at him. I'm like, you know what? I don't like any of these colors. Sorry. I don't. PB 941 Venice, Florida, 77 degrees, sunny, hoping both teams lose, but KC wins. Happy old-fashioned Friday. Go Pats, go Tar Heels. Can you imagine if PB had all them rings? He would be looking like that guy, just smiling. My man, PB. There's Chris Z. Chris Zale, 317. That is in Indiana, I believe.
Okay.
317, not sure. CBW's, though, he's in the 314, Oswego, New York, 27 degrees. Looking forward to 4 to 6 inches tonight.
Do you ever really look forward to 4 to 6 inches?
4 to 6 inches of snow. Please fight for that inch on this show. Tyrone Boyd, my brother, 202. Tyrone, thank you both. You've been brilliant this week. We're trying. Thank you for being here and leaving them comments. I love seeing Tyrone's comments too because they make me laugh. I love all the comments. Keep them coming. Jimmy Football, 416, Toronto. Exchange a text with him on the text line this week. Jimmy, we're going to figure that out, work it out. We'll get you something to put on that. I don't know if your head is big or not, but we'll get you something. Jacob Reynolds, 1998, with a big J. This looks like a recruit. 501.
Little Rock is to that. First time I'm seeing Little Rock on the chat.
Welcome. I believe this is our first BVB Brigade guy to check in on the show from Little Rock, Arkansas.
We've had Arkansas before, but not Little Rock.
Not Little Rock.
Yeah, not Little Rock.
I love it. Thank you. That's fantastic. Thank you for being here. There's Blue Spader, 702 North Las Vegas. Why no prop bet for total number of referee penalty calls, non-calls to favor KC, minus over under 2.5. Just saying. What are you saying?
That's interesting. So there's not a penalty.
No.
The normal that's a prop bet.
Well, there might be a number of penalties.
Yeah.
Per team.
Right.
But we can't make this like bias, like referee penalty calls, long calls to favor KC, Blue Spader. We can't do that. Although there probably will be one or two. Everybody. But I really hope the referees have a great game. I don't want to talk about one thing about the officials. Win or lose, I don't care.
I think they're going to call nothing.
Boy, I hope you're right.
Nothing.
Who's that favor?
I think it depends upon how whichever team adjusts faster. I think it would favor the Eagles if they adjust quickly to it, because I think they'll want to beat up the Chiefs receivers, but the Chiefs can do that too to the Eagles receivers.
Which will turn it into a running game.
Which kills if the Eagles can hold and not get called for it, Saquon's going to have a big game.
Yeah.
So that's the danger.
Well, it all made sense. I hope you're right. I just don't want to talk about the officials on Monday. Win or lose, either way.
I agree.
G. Garrett Brown.
But, by the way, just so you know, Alan Bell did this, pointed this out. The crew that's working the Super Bowl is extremely heavy on offensive and defensive holding.
Oh, God.
Holding. They throw the most holding penalties, both offensive and defensive. So if there's going to be a lot of flags, they're going to be holds.
Oh,
so
a lot of
get ready for that.
Backwards. Garrett Brown, 425, Kirkland, Washington, clear and cold, 28-27, Eagles. That will put us over the total. Thank you for being here, G. Fish Killer, 73, 540, Roanoke, Virginia, 59 degrees, sunny. Eagles money line. Keep up the good work, boys. Fish Killer, thank you for being here, sir. Nick Tom, he's in Brooklyn, New York, 718. Happy Sports New Year's.
He's right. I agree with him. This is the end of the year. I completely agree. The Daytona 500 is the first sporting event of the new year.
When is that?
Next Sunday, a week from this Sunday, February 16th. Great American Race.
Find a NASCAR guy. We'll have to get a NASCAR guy to hop in on Fridays and say hello. Francisco Ochoa, 951, Hemet, California. I want to see history. Go Chiefs. Wow. Okay. Thank you for being here. Jay Buck. What's up, brother? 603, but out to the 702 in June for the contest signups with Mrs. Buck again. That's a nice annual tradition.
He tagged us.
Sign up for the contest. I love it. Thank you for tagging us, Jay Buck. We'll see you in June.
On his flights.
Vinny Konowinski, 260, Fort Wheezy, making homemade stromboli for the big game.
Can someone explain the difference between a stromboli and a calzone to me? Is it simply just the shape? Because why are they different? They're the same. They're the same dough. The fillings can be different, but it's still a filling that you would put inside of a calzone. Why is a calzone different than a stromboli?
I can't explain it right now. Maybe somebody can explain it in bonus time because we got to get out of here and get the bonus time, get us out of here and get us the bonus time.
Stick around, guys. If you're with us live, the rest of Roll Call Friday and Better to Book It will hit you. Favorite thing about today as well in bonus time. If you were with us on the replay, thank you for being here. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Full recap coming on Monday's program with us on BVB. Head over to our YouTube channel to watch it all at Boston versus the Book. You missed any part of the program, but bonus time starts now. Oops. Double clutch.
That's okay. Just in case anybody missed that stinger and got us out of here. I mean, you have to do it. It's before Super Bowl starts. Yeah. Couple hundred of you hanging out in here watching it with us. Welcome.
I like to play it while you're still talking. So it's just completely barrels you over.
I love it.
You guys have come in
right there. Jack Hoff. Great to see you here, sir, with a fin. Thank you very much for the super chat. I can't afford a Super Bowl commercial. Neither can we. So this will have to suffice. Dave, what's your official pick? Hashtag brought to you by Budweiser.
Inside joke.
Inside joke, Budweiser Sports. I haven't seen him around lately. Hashtag no affiliation 651. Well, I'm going to give it to you at the favorite thing about today. But, I mean, if you're watching, I'm wearing the Eagles stuff. I think the Eagles are going to win. I'm not just wearing the Eagles stuff because I think the Chiefs are going to win. I really believe the Eagles are going to win. We'll save the score for the end of the show. But thank you for being here. And thanks for the Finhoff. Mikey, awesome. One of the wrenches. $2. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. Stay strong. Stay safe. I heart the hashtag BVB Brigade LFG. You know it, Mikey. We'll be texting. We'll be talking. Thank you, JPC to Ford, for another super chat. Boy, this is great. Love it when you boys do this. Really appreciate it. Go Chiefs. You know the deal. Misery still loves company. Hypothetical for Dave. What would you do if you got to open a futures book? But the one caveat is that you have to take bets on the draft.
That's awesome.
Son of a bitch, you put me in a pretzel.
Good question.
I would, oh, God damn it. I would love to open a future book and have guys that, you know, with help like Alex Kane and guys that we know in this business. I would have to hire a draft expert, and that would be my maybe couple weeks off. I couldn't do it. I don't want to do it again. I don't even want to know. Just tell me how much we're going to lose. A little bit. That's it. I don't want to do the draft. So I would do it. I would do it. There's one more run left, whatever I'm doing. I used to tell my dad that when he retired and closed the store. I was like, Dad, you got one more run in you. And he never went back to work. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but future book sounds great. Sonic the Wrench, 602, Phoenix, Arizona, 75 degrees and no wind. It's only 4 hours away.
Yeah, the wind's howling.
It's just
here.
ridiculous.
I just heard it again. Like I got trees at 90-degree angles outside right now.
Yeah, I went to shoot a video today, and it was like I can't even open my eyes. I had to go. I said, forget it. I texted the guy. I'm like, I'm not shooting it. I'll text you later. Ryan Andrew Fletcher, 703, Herndon, Virginia, 47 degrees and sunny. Life is glorious. Absolutely. Regardless of the holes you may fall into. Glory holes as well. I appreciate you guys. Cheers. Cheers to you, Ryan Andrew Fletcher. Thank you. Eric Prezano, 516, Long Island, New York. Best pro Eagles over 1.5 fourth down conversions.
He means prop. He wrote prop. But I like that prop. To go for it 2 different times. That's it?
They have to convert it.
Oh, not go for it. They got to convert.
Yeah, that's what that says. Wow.
Well, if they go 0 for 2, they're going to lose the game. So
I think they're going to convert. Like if you can bet a yes or no, will the Eagles convert a 4th down? I would bet yes.
I would bet yes too. The number's going to be like minus 400. That's going to be super expensive. Eagles to convert 1 4th down conversion. They're going to they're converting 1 4th down. The question is the second one.
Yeah, I have so much work to do with the prop stuff tonight. WV Punch Drunk 1304 in Dub V. For those of you that's West Virginia, south of Motown, as the state mourns West Virginia University basketball season slipping away. Yeah, it is. I can't even be blamed by Bihal. I can't. I mean, it's not his fault, our fault. It's just happening.
Yeah, hard. People figure out what you're trying to do. New team, new coach, and the Big 12 second time around in the Big 12 is always really hard. That's why I love
very hard.
I love round robin scheduling when you play teams twice and they see you and they scout you and they know what you're doing and it's more difficult.
Yes.
So
yes,
yeah, it's hard.
Chevy P 613 Ottawa, Canada, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you for being here, Chevy P. Jim Montgomery 215 Philly Burbs. Home with the wife and kids, can't risk getting annoyed by the non-football watchers at a party. Yeah, listen, when it's your team, a lot of times, like, you're just better off just staying
I don't watch. That's the thing about anything. Parties are fun. Okay, I'm not knocking them. It's great to be around it. But if you're gonna bet a Super Bowl, or you're watching and you have money on a game and you want a live bet, or you're looking to get in and out of live bets and whatnot, I have no idea how you go to a party. Like you can't go to a party and tell people to be quiet. Like just stay home, just watch at your house.
It's really tough. I mean, I went to a lot of parties with the kids and stuff, and the softball team, we ran the squares and all this other stuff, and there would be times they'd be like, "What's Coach Dave doing over there?" Like my kids would go, "Leave Coach Dave alone right now. He's doing something on his phone. Let him go."
Working.
Yeah, exactly. Roger Long, 765 Clinton, Indiana, 37 degrees, partly cloudy, feeling fine. Senior member of the brigade, Roger Long. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for being here. As always, Matt J, 2020, 440 Cleveland. Butker over 1.5 field goals.
Maybe. Red zone defense for the Eagles is pretty good. Don't mind it.
Yes.
Don't mind it.
Ryan Coote, 2 O's, 1 T, 660, Tipton, Missouri. Happy Red Friday. Chiefs Kingdom. There, it's happening again. You're going to get them all. The come up
for
Monday,
all the things I will say. Mitch Holtis and Red Fridays Mitch is an unbelievable person. He's one of the best, if not the best guy calling games in the NFL. You get Chiefs have a good one.
Marcella Unda, 504 NOLA, sunny and 80 degrees, minus 100,000 crawfish tomorrow. You're having crawfish. That's fantastic.
I love crawfish.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Text us a picture, Marcelo.
And tell me you're getting the big ones or the small ones, because here in Vegas they've got the big ones and it's no bueno. I had them with you.
Big ones and small ones. Yeah.
I like the small ones better.
Too much work for me.
It's a lot of work. Big ones are like in between like lobsters and crawfish, and they're weird looking and they're just like they're too big. I ate
Jessica
it. Jessica
loves them. Jessica and the girls love them when we go to
too big. I know, but it's too big. Yeah. What they have here, they got the ones that are like intermediate size,
more inches.
Yeah.
Deuce Daly, 978, Lowell, Massachusetts, about to work on the snowblower before we get our Super Bowl storm. We don't have to worry about that here. Thank goodness.
It's crazy because in New England, they just got 4 inches last night, and they're going to get buried.
Wow.
Right. So Amanda said to me a couple of months ago about the winter. She's like, we don't get winters anymore in New England, so it's not a big deal. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to deal with snow this winter. And she's like, you're not going to have to. Don't worry about it. We don't get it. And now they've had 4 storms of significant snow, and they're getting a big one. I'm like, I thought you said you don't get any more snow. She's like, this is really a rarity. I go, yep. I go, I'm going to show up. There's going to be like a snowbank the size of me outside your house. Like, this is not what I want to be doing.
No good at all.
No good at all.
Dougie Patton, 978, Amesbury, Massachusetts, 32 degrees, more snow on the way. Boy, this is everyone and where you're going. It's talking about snow. Rosie's not talking about snow. 415, San Francisco, California, 45 and wet. PSA coin toss is even money, both sides on DK. The book is back.
That's smart.
Yeah, I saw it. Where did I look this morning?
That's smart.
I did. It was minus 101 both sides. So competition breeds better prices for the consumer.
Agreed.
It's a loss leader. Put it up there at even money. Lowest I ever did it was minus 103. Last year we did it.
Both sides?
Minus 103. Just left it. Yeah.
Even money on both sides. I like it a lot. That's good.
Yeah, that is good. There's John, my man, 724. John Ing BG. I think it's you're in Greensburg, aren't you? 724. That's in Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh, PA. Windy, cold, ice late tonight. Great for watching sports. Well, hopefully we'll have a couple plays for you here in Bet It or Book It that you can Watch Sports if you want to get involved. Eric Conrad, 270, Madisonville, Kentucky.
How far away is Madisonville from Nashville, Eric?
That's what we need to know, Eric Conrad. 44 degrees here.
Send us an email.
Yeah. Ask the BVB at gmail.com.
Yeah, send us an email so I can communicate with you on
Right.
that. Gio
the Wop. He was at a place yesterday, a pickleball place. Damn it, I forget what the name of it was, Gio. I'm sorry. Wanted to shout him out there. He had a bunch of people watching us at the place. You know, they all play pickleball and then they all hang out and have lunch. But there's Gio looking good, 949. Seal Beach. Go Chiefs. Whoa. I don't know about that, Gio. Ian Lights Out. Our Brooklyn brothers, 718-36 and sunny. Good luck to everyone on their Super Bowl positions. And may the best team win. I just want a good game. I really, really, really want a good game. A blowout will be so boring. Either way, I don't want to see a blowout. I mean, for the book guys, teasers and stuff, they want to see a blowout. I don't want to see a blowout. JPC to 4313. Who else we got here? J. Dow Betts, 410, St. Michael's, Maryland. Busy week here in Maryland. Watching at home with the wife. You and Mrs. J. Dow. KD Dow. I love it. Have a good time. Have a good weekend, fellas. Let's go Duplessis. You watching that on Friday?
Strickland too. Yeah, I am. But the UFC has become boxing with this card in Australia. There's 2 fights, both title fights, and the rest of the entire card sucks.
Oh,
like brutal. There's like 5 fighters making their UFC debut.
Got to get them in the rotation, I guess. I don't know.
People are
put
going to
them all
watch
at once, I guess. Put it before Super
yeah.
Bowl Sunday. So, Hog Wild with no I, 66 405 via 208 Pocatello, Idaho. Trucking home. Love it. Andy Cast, 702 Las Vegas. Give Ash a big hug for me. Hopefully you enjoy wherever you're at on Super Bowl Sunday. I'll keep you posted if I go anywhere. Ross Randall, 978 Amesbury, Massachusetts. Oh, baby. Prepping for snow this weekend, getting the rods ready and the boat all set up for the season.
Getting it buried.
Dear Jakes, 270 Bradenburg, Kentucky. Can't wait for y'all to come to Kentucky. Dear, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
I know something next week.
Stay tuned.
Chris Otto, 412, Pittsburgh, PA, 32 and sunny, watching the Super Bowl at home with the girls. No place I'd rather be.
Well, get a load of this. Read that.
Okay, this is the Cheesa 101. Hello, the Cheesa. 0117 Sheffield, England. Longtime watcher, first time commenter. Keep up the great work, fellas, and have a great Super Bowl weekend. Cheesa. That almost my favorite thing about today, which we'll do at the end of the show, but welcome. Thank you for taking the time to comment. I mean, we don't know who's watching. These people keep asking us who's watching. Check off Sheffield, England. I don't even know where that's at, but thank you.
Outside of London.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe.
You literally just made that up on the spot.
No.
You have no idea where Sheffield, England is.
That's not true. Hold on.
All right. Geography portion of the show late. While you're looking, I'll get Nikki Caramello, our associate producer here on the show, who has a BVB hat. 520 Tucson, Arizona, 74.
Oh, sorry. It's outside of Manchester. I knew it was outside of one of them.
Yeah,
outside of Manchester.
You just said London.
Just outside of Manchester. Nothing.
74 degrees and mostly sunny. Appreciate you guys, the wrenches and the brigade. Have a hell of a weekend and hope everyone wins their bets. Hoping for the birds, but hard to go against 15.
True.
Ain't that the truth?
Oasis played a concert there many years ago in Sheffield, England. That's what I
really,
because they're from Manchester. So I just was equating London. It's yes, very much so.
G Berg 716.
He keeps on changing his avatar.
Listen, they say old dogs can learn new tricks. G Berg does it every week with.
I know, but he's had the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, he had the Buffalo one. I know,
season.
but like it's done though. That like they just let that one go. So this is a good change. In-N-Out Burgers. 716 Buffalo, New York, Philly by 12. 12.
What is that in reference to? You have to unplug it and blow on it. It fixes most things, I know, but what are we?
Smoke detector.
Oh,
the smoke detector. What the fuck were you just thinking about?
Anything? I don't know. It works for most things. Unplug it and blow on it. It works for most things. I mean, think about it. It's a solution for like 85% of problems in America in the world. Just unplug it and blow on it. You know?
We're almost done. Don't make me pee. Running long. We're running long. I drank all this water. It's gone.
It's
I had
less
a
for
water
Super Bowl.
before.
For Super Bowl, you know?
Yorkie Morris, 702 in Windy Enterprise, Nevada.
Seriously.
One more hunt, go Birds. Yorkie, text me the time at a hockey game for the next game because now we're through Super Bowl week. I'm able to come, and I'm going to buy skates. Don't tell her.
Oh, God.
Kylie, you're in this chat. Don't tell your mother. I'm going to buy ice skates. 201, 35 degrees. It feels like 22. Stay warm. You want to fly home for the weekend? I'll pick you up at the airport. Come watch the Super Bowl with us. Kevin Roper, 601, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. 80 degrees and humid. Is it humid?
Of course.
In January or February?
Yeah. New Orleans people are dying. It's so humid down there for the Super Bowl. It's what everyone's saying. They're going outside. They're sticky.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's February.
All right. Welcome to a February 7th day in the South, but happy for the Super Bowl. All right, Roper, if you say so. Who's this? Jerame Burchell. I don't know, but Jerame looks like a bad mofo. I like that avatar. Cincinnati, Ohio, 513. Welcome to the club, Jermaine. Linus Crimmage, 705, or Aurelia, Ontario, -3 degrees Celsius, which converts to 26 degrees Fahrenheit, and snowing again. Kelsey proposal prop down to around 7-1. Matt better be right that it ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. There's no way she's going to go for that.
Why would you want to have your special moment be on the Super Bowl? Like, talk about stealing your moment.
Not happening.
Overshadows everything you're doing.
No chance.
No chance.
Mankato, Minnesota, 507, where Alan Spentana is, home of the state of the team with the coach of the year. Congratulations, Minnesota. The Twins, not good. Not good. JC from KC, 216, Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go, Chiefs. The Juice, 602, Phoenix, Arizona, 73 beautiful degrees. Perfect weather for Waste Management open this weekend. UConn -2.5 tonight.
Yes.
Chiefs money line and over 5.5 rush attempts for Mahomes on Sunday. That's the way you come correct right there, the Juice. I like that. Jeff Stacy with a big J. Hello, Jeff. 540 Roanoke, Virginia. Picking up some listeners and viewers in Roanoke in Virginia area. Love it.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that.
Aiden Thomas, 806, Lubbock, Texas. 7-1 ticket on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Do I hedge? Hell yes, you do.
Yes.
I mean, listen.
Yes.
Even if it's for $10 to win 70, put $10 on the Chiefs so you don't lose. You know, people will tell you it's not life-changing money. It's just that I like to not lose. I love to win, but I like to not lose. That's what books do. So, you know, I don't have a Discord. I mean, we have a Discord. We could probably tell you in that, and it's free right now. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you for being here. Brian Bartone, 724, Cabot, Pennsylvania. 31 degrees. Crosby out tonight if you want to bet team total under 2.5. Just bet the Rangers. Penguins are leaking bad. Zach O'Shea, 563. Now, I always mess this up. Is this Dubuque?
Correct.
Dubuque, Iowa, sunny and cold. Finally hit a roll call live. First time in a while. Feels good, don't it? It does. It feels good to be here live for Roll Call Friday. Thank you very much, Zach O'Shea. Happy Super Bowl weekend to you as well. Sports Avenger, 724, Sharon, Pennsylvania. Roses are red, violets are blue. Eagles are flocking for ring number 2. Mahomes can run, but he can't hide. Philly defense is coming. Even the refs will subside. Sports Avenger, I don't know if you came up with that shit yourself, but I fucking love it. That was great. Awesome stuff right there. Excellent avatar.
There's
so
more.
wait, we're not done?
Nope.
So when confetti starts falling and Chiefs bets are wrong, the Swifties will cry, listening to Taylor's new breakup song. Fly, Eagles, fly. God damn, that was great. Thank you very much, Sports Avenger.
That was pretty good.
Right there. 314 will watch maybe from the 506 Costa Rica. St. Louis Ray, where you going, bro?
Gonna say no.
No. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought he's going down to Costa Rica. Somebody else be down
Sounds
in Costa Rica, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See down in Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stevie Gramke, Crazy Eyes Dog, 513 Cincinnati. Enjoy the big game brigade. Have fun, be safe and smart, win big. We can put that on the
That's our
t-shirt.
third Kentucky person. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're coming. The word is out that we may be in the neighborhood at some point. So,
You asked Derek. You
came on.
literally
I
asked Derek.
actually asked him right on the
You
air.
literally asked him on the air.
I did. I want to know. Pitbull 59-270 Kentucky. Me and the guys heading to Circa in Franklin, Kentucky to watch Super Bowl at the Mint. Really? We got boots on the ground. I need a report on that. Send us an email, askthebbb@gmail.com, please. Pitbull 59.
Another Circus Sports Book appearance.
Steve Fisher 313. What's up, Fish? Livonia, Michigan, low 20s. And as always, dreaming of the Vegas Sun and the Circus Sports Book. We got both here. You know where to find us. Bring the wife and we'll see you soon. Who else we got here? King of Car Seats, my man 651. Farmington, Minnesota. Favorite Super Bowl bet is Dave to be hanging out in Spaces at 1 a.m. Sunday night while I'm doing dishes. I don't know if I'll do it Sunday night, but you damn be sure if he puts them people together tonight that he said he was going to put together.
He already announced it.
They're going to be in there. They said yes. It's going to be a world war.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
There's some new girl going in there that I've never heard of before.
Oh my God.
Who's going in as well? So another woman going to the den to go and deal with that.
Zero upside for them when they do that.
Zero. There's no point.
I mean, like zero.
There's no point. They're all after the approval of people that will never give it to them. So why are you even asking?
It's talking to the wrong audience. They just don't need to be there. Tell my own kids or wife or significant. You don't need to go here. It says nothing good is coming out of you going here.
None.
Dave's Daily Pick. Since I was skipped, nobody was skipped. Dave on purpose. Relax. 317 Lebanon, Indiana Chiefs 28-27 with a missed PAT by Elliott. Oh God! Like, what if they score and go to kick it and miss? That'd be terrible.
Bad.
Social Giant 319 8-4 Farron City. Go Cooper DeJean.
We're calling it 8-4 Farron City. That's tremendous. Iowa City is now Farron City. I love that. That's tremendous. JC from KC. Mitch Holtis is a friend of mine. So I am long-standing Mitch Holtis. Remember, you guys think that I just started talking about Kansas City like last year or 5 years ago. I've been talking about Kansas City since 2004. I moved to Omaha. We carried the Chiefs. We were the chief affiliate in Omaha. Got to know Mitch. Mitch became the voice of the Valley, Missouri Valley, when the Creighton Blue Jays were there. I'd see Mitch come in like crazy. Then I went to Des Moines, where Mitch did a weekly hit on the show that I did with Ken Miller. I've known Mitch for a long time. And then him and I both were nearly assassinated by the head coach of Wichita State's wife. She wanted to kill both of us, literally. So we would commiserate about Greg Marshall's wife trying to kill us. And he told me crazy fucking stories, stuff that I knew. Most of the stuff, it was like, you come to me and tell me crazy stories. Mitch would come to me and be like, you know what I fucking heard? This person wants to kill you. Blah, 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 blah. Like, it was always very fun. Mitch and I have had a lot of really funny laugh out loud type moments. It's been good.
Patrick M 615 Nashville, Tennessee.
Be ready.
Hey, Patrick.
Do we know anybody here?
Do you
know anybody?
This Yeehaw Brewing Company? Can you get in touch with the Yeehaw Brewing Company, Patrick?
Bearded Wonder. I'm trying to find you. And if you know anybody who works at Yeehaw Brewing Company, let me know in Nashville or just in Tennessee in general.
Yeah.
I'm efforting. I tried like 3 hours trying to find this person. I couldn't find him. It's pissing me off.
There's Brent. Oh, Brett. I'm sorry. Schlageter.
Sure.
Let's go with that. Schlageter.
Sure. Fine. Let's go.
All right. 619 Ocean Beach. That's San Diego. My man, go Birds. Tell him, Brett. There's Johnny Parlay, JR 33312. Johnny Parlay, 702 Vegas, but a native of 313 Dayton, Ohio. Man, I miss these ones every Friday. Home of Kansas City offensive lineman Joe Thuney.
Tooney.
Tooney?
Mm-hmm.
You made that up. You have no idea.
It's a fucking two-time winner of the Patriots. What are you talking about? I made that up. It's Joe Tooney.
Is it?
Yes. He said
silent?
Yes, Patriots traded him to the Chiefs. Or if he won two rings with the Patriots. We traded him to the Chiefs, and he's won 2 rings with the Chiefs.
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, right. He's got 4 rings.
Kylie, I'm not answering this question right now. I'll call you later. I have to lift some heavy stuff. Bye, Brigade. You go lift. That's good. Go do it. Joe the Fat Panda, 303, Denver, Colorado. 70 and windy with snow tonight. 70 and windy and then snow? That's Colorado weather for you, huh?
That's living in Omaha. That's what it was like. Last but not
It
least.
can be 70 and then snow?
100%. It can be even worse than that. I've seen it be worse than that. Higher. 80.
Wow.
Snow.
That's a big change in 24 hours. What the?
And so I used to laugh. Everybody's, the old joke was, if you don't like the weather in New England, wait a minute. I used to laugh and be like, you motherfuckers never been to Omaha. Like, I'm from Boston. It don't happen like that. It happens like in a blink where it's gorgeous. You're in shorts and the next day you're shoveling.
Oh,
it's horrible.
That's
only place I've ever lived in my life where I've seen in the same calendar year 110 air temperature and -10 air temperature.
That's bizarre as hell.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. Well, there's Whitrock in a 319, Iowa City, 32 and sunny. Great week. Guests, guys. Have a great Super Bowl weekend. Brigade, Chiefs 31-24. If you didn't put your score after the show, put it in the comments. When we go done being live and you're rewatching the show, even if you are watching the show live, put a comment with your score. Just so, because we're going to recognize them on Monday.
Yep.
If somebody hits the exact score, you're getting a hat.
Ooh, look at that. How about that?
So you pick your colors and get a hat.
Better than bucket. So I've gone back and forth on this game as to what I was going to do. And I'm just going to come back.
With no breaks. Nobody believes us when we do this.
2 hours and 7 minutes. We're still going.
Still going.
I'm going to do what I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Can't break it.
Teaser. Yeah, I mean, it's the last game. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Under 55.
I will go on record here saying I will be very surprised if this is by 10 points or more either way.
Agreed.
I really think it's going to be a very competitive, good game. Sorry, Butchie. I know you need it for the book. Fuck it. I really think it's going to be a good game. But if one of the teams is going to do this, it's the Eagles. Like, I think the Eagles keep it close.
Right. How many points do the Eagles score? So it goes over? Eagles score 35, 38 points?
No. I've been going back and forth in my head. It's been 27-24 Eagles or 31-20 Eagles.
So I'm good.
I think you're fine. I think this is fine. The way you lose this is you get beat by double digits as a team. Yeah. I don't think the Eagles get beat by double digits. I don't think the Chiefs blow them out. And I would prefer to over taking it down myself.
31-30.
Wow, that's a hell of a game, Brett.
There's a lot of crying in the content in sport and pro gambling space if that's the final score.
Oh.
There's a lot of big money people coming in on the under.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of big money on the under.
Yeah.
And I think if it goes over, I think it squeaks over. Gets like 49 or 50.
Yeah.
61 points. I can't see it like 2 years ago.
You guys are doing an awesome job in the chat. Please remember to type the score in the comments section on the post show after. So the comments are there so they're locked in.
34-31. Wow.
Roger thinks it's going to be high scoring.
My God. I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean,
a 2 and an 8, Eron, Sean. Holy crap.
Scoregami right there.
Yeah.
That would be that would be crazy.
I think I'm going to go buy some squares, by the way.
Oh, all right. Mahomes to buy a pick. It's a throw pick. Plus 110.
Boy, this seems so damn easy. I don't think he does.
Okay. It's a plus money flyer.
Yeah.
So
I'd bet to no.
Tip. I think he throws the ball 35 to 40 times. I think he's throwing the ball.
Do you really? Well, then you should bet pick.
I think he's throwing a ton. I think he's throwing the ball a ton. I don't think they're going to run the ball. I think the Eagles are going to stop the run. They're not going to let them do it.
Look, my man Parker Lewis is in here. Hello, Parker Lewis. 48-14. KC wins. Parker.
When's the last time KC scored? When did KC score 48 points last?
I told you.
Like 3 years ago?
Camera guy. Parker's the camera guy in Kansas City. He loves this.
3 years ago?
Parker, they ain't getting 48. I mean, I got 48 combined.
Come on, dude. That's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's insanity.
Got to get Parker on the show if the Chiefs win.
Devontae Smith, 50 or more receiving yards.
Is this the highest number for all the receivers for the Eagles?
No.
Or is it AJ?
AJ Brown's higher.
What's the price on this?
Minus 114.
Not bad.
No, I think he could have a huge game. I think he's gone for 100 two times against the Chiefs in 2021 and 2023.
Is he the guy you think is the most capable receiving wise to have a big play?
Yes, slant to go.
Okay, all right.
So just
then
quick
I'll
play
action.
action.
This is a bet. Yeah.
RPO slant to Devontae over the middle. Bam, he goes.
Okay.
2 or 3. Chiefs haven't scored 48 points since the Raiders in 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while, Nicky.
Great work, Nicky.
Yeah, 3 years ago, a long time ago. It's been,
Yeah.
it's been
I'll
a
say this
long
is a
time.
bet.
And then shortest touchdown under 1.5 yards.
You see the fucking price of this?
I laid 175.
It's minus 185 this morning.
Yeah, I laid 175. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I went on with Matty V. I keep calling him Matty G because it's my producer on Sports Grid, Matty G. Matty V and Harold. And they said, "You like this again?" And I'm like, there's absolutely going to be an under 1.5 yard touchdown. 100%. I really believe it. But it's expensive. And it used to be in the minus 150 range.
Yeah, because it hits almost every year. It's just a staple.
Yeah, but
bet.
people that was one that people gravitated toward to bet the over because why is there going to be a 1 yard touchdown?
They don't think, but people are smarter now. They realize.
Yeah, and the tush push has taken over the whole.
There's never been a punt return for a touchdown. Only a kick return, huh? Never been a punt return for a touchdown. Edelman never did it. Really?
Wow.
Didn't know that. We had kick return for touchdowns.
Correct. Devin Hester, Chicago, when he did it. That was
that the opening kickoff or opening the second half kickoff?
No, that was the opening kickoff.
He went to the house. Aaron
Kessler had him. I was working at the Nugget. He's a Chicago Bears fan. He had it in his pocket.
Wow.
He ran the whole way. As soon as he broke through, he was running behind the counter. Go! It was hilarious. He won a dime. And, it was a young kid. It was great. I was so happy for him. We tell that story all the time.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Favorite thing about today is what?
Well, 2 things. One, I saw your tweet this morning about your favorite thing about today. That was awesome. And I'll let you tell them what it is. But I saw, like minutes before, I saw Saquon and his daughter left him a voicemail that just hits you right in the feels. You ain't got to be a girl dad, but we're both girl dads, and I'm a softie for that stuff. And I heard it, and and I've done that. Like I've saved messages from the girls, just because there's times where whatever. Like I'll just listen and stuff, and we have videos of them talking when they were kids, and there's nothing like the little kids talking. Just saying anything. But that was really cool that I want you to win, but even if you don't win, I still love you. My sister still loves you. Mommy still loves you. Like, it was great. So that was my one favorite thing about today. And then 2, we made it another Super Bowl. This is pretty impressive. The ability to shift and change gears. We've done it in person. We
started in December of 01 or 21 rather. 21. And then we had the LA Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we've had a kind of a weird connection because we on a spur of the moment said, let's go to the Super Bowl. It's in LA. We were like, hey, we want to go. And they're like, okay, you guys can go. We're like, oh, and then that started a 3-year run for us. And then we didn't go this year, but next year is in Santa Clara. And then after that, it's in LA.
Yeah.
So we got 2 West Coast Super Bowls. So we should be at the next 2 will be at the Super Bowls. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's just like, and you said it, it's like the end of the year and New Year's, whatever, but just the rhythm of us and the show and doing everything. I can't wait for Monday to recap it and then kind of just go for a day or 2, right? I mean, we're still going to do the show, but you're going back and you're getting everything checked out back there, and it would be fine to just whatever, because we got stuff planned that hopefully we'll announce next week that is going to pick up businesses back. We're going to let them know we're back.
Well, March is coming. I mean, you take that breath. This is the kind of the breather for a week or 2 after February, but then you're into March Madness and in the college basketball conference tournaments and the NCAA tournament, and we're going for March Madness, so we have a little bit of a 2-week reprieve after the Super Bowl, but then it's like go time. It's the second biggest gambling event of the year. And it's not just one in opening day, right? We got opening day for baseball, and we've got spring training. Games are coming through, and your girls are going to Florida to play softball.
Yep,
and they get rolling here. So their college season starts to really pick up steam. And that's pretty cool, even though the weather's not going to cooperate. For me, my favorite thing about today. So I don't know. I've been going through some health stuff. Dave mentioned it. I've told you guys before, and I got the first of what hopefully will be a couple of good bills of health from doctors yesterday. And so I've been sort of like in it. And then Josh Allen posts a video after he won the MVP award. The Bills showed him from the Children's Hospital in which he has built a wing named after his mother, the Patricia Allen wing of the hospital, and the kids that he has helped and the money that he has raised to help their treatment, them saying congratulations and them, saying how much he means to them and what he has meant in their lives. And Josh starts crying and sometimes it's fun to see the human. Sometimes it's fun to take off the laundry for a second and go like, you know what? Okay, fine. He may be a Buffalo Bill. He may play for a team that competes against your team, but you know what? He looks like and I don't know Josh Allen, but from afar, Josh Allen seems like a really good dude. He seems like a stand-up guy. And someone that you would be supportive, someone that you'd be proud. If he's your quarterback, you're proud that he's representing your team and representing your city. Because up to this point, it appears he's done everything right. And sometimes who gives a fuck about wins and losses? It means a lot more when those kids are dealing with, and he says it. He goes, my job's easy. I play football. You guys are going through some real shit. Like, he didn't say good shit. He said, you guys are going through some really tough stuff. Nothing compared to what I go through. And he got emotional, and I got emotional watching it, and I was just like, oh, goodness gracious. Like, if I can do anything in my life, it's going to be to help sick kids.
I just love helping kids, period, because they see it and they feel it, and they are so, most of the time, gratitude. And when you see sick kids going through stuff and they inspire you, he said that in the video too. You inspire me. I play football. I watch it. It gets you right where it's supposed to.
Yeah, it brings you back to Madeline on a breathing machine at 6 months old with me in Houston, staring at my daughter with a collapsed lung.
Yep.
And going, if the people that worked for Ronald McDonald House weren't there, I don't know what I would have done. Like, they let me sleep for 16 nights. I slept 100 yards from my kid. Otherwise, I would have slept on the floor.
Right.
Like, I would have left the room.
Right.
Like, I'm not leaving my kid. She's on a breathing machine. I'm not leaving. Like, sorry. Like, she's still operating with one lung. I'm not leaving. And they're like, sir, you can go to Ronald McDonald House and they'll take care of everything. Food, water, snacks, showers, beds. Didn't pay a dime. Didn't pay anything. So whenever I have a chance to do things, to give back, I mean, that's, if you guys on the Daily Juice side of things, you guys know what I've done before, for fundraisers, why I look to raise money for that charity, because that charity was, so instrumental in letting me just survive for the worst 16 days of my life, which seems like an eternity ago, but it was only 9.5 years ago when that whole thing went down. So yeah, building who's building a children's hospital in Las Vegas?
Oh,
who's doing that?
I don't know. Blue Spider. We'll see.
Oh, they are doing that? Wow. Still with Peyton Manning's Children's Hospital? Wow. Help the youngest granddaughter. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Peyton built the Children's Hospital. Good for Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. In Indianapolis? That's really cool. Good stuff. We're way over, guys, but thank you for hanging out. 2 hours and 20 minutes. How about that? How about that Roll Call Friday for the final Roll Call Friday of the football season? Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. If something crazy happens, who knows? We may jump on Twitter Spaces. Those seem to be Those seem to be the rage to do. So.
We'll start doing it. We'll tell people to come.
It's a video. We'll do a video because you can do video now. So on Twitter Spaces. So.
Oh, that's right. I see Alf. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You can do that. So we may jump on Sunday. Best of luck. Come on, Philadelphia. Just one time. Just one time, please. He's Dave. I'm Matt. We're back Monday to recap it all for BVB.
Go Birds!